motion. And he's going to keep the ball over the right-hand side, following some blockers. Breaks free, 10, 5, touchdown, Panthers! And adjust. It's ball, and he is across the 15, down to 20, 30, across the 45, 50, 40, 35 before being pulled down. And there are no flags. It's going to scramble over to the far side. He's got a wide-open receiver. Second down and 8. The outside, across the 5, and into the end zone. Breaks loose, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Panthers! Good evening, Panther Nation, and welcome to this special edition live streaming event of Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. I'm Joe Roberts, alongside me, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing, and we are here at Memorial Stadium for action between the LCM Bears and your Liberty Panthers. LCM coming into tonight 3-0 in district play, 4-2 on the season, and Liberty 1-5 on the season and 1-2 in district play. And man, it is fair week this week, and everyone's been out of school. They've been out at the TVE Fairgrounds and enjoying a very pleasant fair week. Just waiting on Ross. He's working on the rosters over here, and I want to begin this broadcast by apologizing to everyone that tuned in or tried to tune in on Wednesday for the TVE parade. We had everything set up, and apparently there was some sort of city or area-wide outage for T-Mobile. And so if you tuned in for us, you got about 7 minutes of action, and hopefully those were, you got something anyway. The parade turned out really well, very well organized by Heather Frazier and Leslie Lawrence. And again, we apologize for that. Moving forward, maybe we'll have our own T-Mobile company. We'll have our own Verizon company, and we can make sure that the internet works. At any rate, we are excited about tonight's game. The Liberty Panthers, man, as soon as Ross is ready over here, they dropped a heartbreaker last week in Lumberton, 14-6. The tail of the tape, they were, they were in the red zone a couple of times in the first half, and they had a couple of turnovers. And the turnovers ended up being the difference in the game. Lumberton able to capitalize on those turnovers. They scored a couple of field goals, but that was not enough to turn the tide. And we're enjoying being able to come on early. All right, Ross, you ready? All right, he's giving me the thumbs up. Earlier this week, Ross, you what are you doing, man? You all right? Ross had some dental surgery, and he may be trying to go Monty on me from Major League. He's just nodding and shaking his head as we're getting ready to go on here. That's why he wasn't with me on Wednesday. I don't think he could speak too much, and if you've ever met Ross, that's not a terrible thing. But now he's going to force me to carry this whole broadcast and just offer me moral support. All right, Ross, what do you got for us? Oh, there you go. Why are you doing me dirty, man?
The words just don't escape my mouth.
Okay.
Be careful what you wish for, Joe.
All right, be careful what you wish for. All right, real quick recap. Again, Liberty 1-5 on the year, 1-2 in District 10 4A. Heartbreaking loss last week, 14-6. After a thriller of a victory 2 weeks ago over the Livingston Lions, 28-22. It seemed like they had righted the ship and they were doing everything right. And they opened up last week's contest by doing everything right until right at the end of the drive.
Right, when you needed to push it in to score, and that was tough going back and watching how well their offense was moving. Both for Liberty last week, the offensive and defensive lines were spectacular. Some of the holes that Liberty ball carriers were able to take part in, most of the holes were done by that offensive line, that front line for Liberty, Joe. You've got.
What do I got here?
Well, I was just talking to the offensive line for Liberty last week.
They did such a great job last week, and it seemed like they were, at the beginning, they were ripping off 3 to 5 to 6 yard runs. Luke Porcher was going wild, but more so Logan Fowler. And early on, man, they could not stop him, and then we know what happened.
Yeah, they were able to create seams for the ball carriers and talk about some of those guys on that front line from last week.
Well, it starts in the middle. You got Nolan Kay, and then just moving down the line when you're looking at Tully and Rubio and Clevenger, and you're looking at Jackson Harris and all these big boys, other than Harris, who's the newcomer. The rest of them have been on this offensive line for 2 or 3 years in a row now and have developed I don't know if a camaraderie or not, but I mean they've developed something, and they're doing a really good job open up gaps for people. And so we've got this situation where, and this is one of the keys that I had written down for us tonight. Find the opening. That was one of my keys to the game, and the running backs have got to see when the offensive linemen open up the hole for them, and they've got to be able to hit that explosively.
The patience, and we've seen that off and on throughout the season, Joe, is you get those runs where they've got the vision, they can see the holes, they know to wait just a split second, let it open up instead of running right into it, and I think that's going to be important. Joe, something else, and I don't want to step on you, but I'm going to do it anyway. No, I'm not. I'm looking at your list here. Since the Huffman game, time of possession.
Oh, man.
Liberty controlled the football in last week's game. I wrote my article for the paper, and I'll have to go back and I'll look at it, but Liberty had more offensive plays. Liberty had more first downs. Liberty had more yardage. Everything was at the advantage of Liberty. We saw the first 2 drives end in turnovers in the red zone, and I think if we're really looking back at that, we looked at each other and said, I hope this doesn't come back to bite.
Right, and it ended up doing that. And normally when you lose the turnover battle, it doesn't matter what you do anywhere else on the stat line. That's normally going to be a key indicator of a loss. And unfortunately, that's exactly what it ended up being for them. Now, speaking of time of possession, that goes to one of the other keys that we have, stopping the big play and managing the clock, which you alluded to. And they've done it so beautifully. Since that Huffman game, when they came out and they kind of went away from everything that we saw that they were doing in non-district action, more of an air raid offense, and then they get into district and then they begin to do all of the business that they need to do to control the ball. More of that slot T look.
Well, and if you look at what they were able to accomplish last week, even though the score is definitely not what you wanted, and you look back on that game and you go, Liberty should have won that game. Not that we're not taking anything away from Lumberton, but when you go back and you look at the entirety of the game, save for about 3 plays on the defensive side, they were spectacular.
Indeed, they were.
Unfortunately.
And they've said that you can win everything except the scoreboard. Unfortunately, it's the scoreboard that you have to have won. And that was just a school song from the Liberty Panthers. And the Mighty Panther Band, speaking of the Mighty Panther Band, they are headed to marching contest tomorrow down at P&G. They're going to be marching at 4:20. And this is sort of for all the marbles, as it were. So if they get their first division that they need, then they can advance. The whole enchilada, everything. And Sean Smith has done such a great job with that group. And they've added in the Prancers, Lauren Key. They've added that to add the flair and the pizzazz. And they've got the flag girls out there. And it's just a really nice show that he's put together. And if you're able to, go down to Port Neches tomorrow and watch them march at 4:20. All right, and now let's talk about LCM real quick. One of the things that I loved about LCM is their website was full of interesting little factoids and tidbits about their football team. And in fact, they had it broken down for all their games, and so it was easy to kind of go back and look at them. And then, of course, I was able to watch some film of them. And I'm going to be honest with you, Ross, I think LCM's the real deal this year. They started out with 2 losses to Hampshire Finette and Silsbee, and we're pretty familiar with those teams. And we've got the little ones running out of the big cat right there. I love this portion of the night when the little ones are running out.
Yeah, always so excited. And you think about when you were in elementary school. I know it's hard, Joe, because it was so long ago for you.
That's right, riding dinosaurs, trying to find fire and all that stuff. Yeah.
But that excitement of knowing you're going to be doing this tonight as a elementary school kid, and they do a good job with that. I will say we were talking about the differences in offenses last week against Lumberton. Liberty ran 63 plays from scrimmage. Lumberton 37.
Oh my gosh, that just makes your heart hurt a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna circle back to LCM. They start off the year with 2 losses, Hampshire Finette and Silsbee. A close one to Hampshire Finette, 13-17, and Silsbee 14-27. That's nothing to sneeze at right there. Both those teams perennially ranked in the top 20 in 4A, and then since then, all they've done has been electric, and they've ran through people. They played a team from, I want to say that they're from Louisiana, like Iowa. So it's not the state, it's not the college, but I believe this is a community over in Louisiana. Beat them 45-26. Then they played Vidor, a close one, 16-12, and then they dominated Hardin Jefferson 49-13. And then a pretty similar score line to Livingston that we had, 35-16. I mean, not exact, but pretty similar as far as when they were scoring and doing the things that they were doing. This LCM team is a very, very dangerous team, and it kind of begins with their quarterback, Braylon Lewis, 0. He is a true dual-threat quarterback. He can throw the ball, he can run, he's big, he's aggressive. We were down on the field earlier, kind of the first time all year long we've had time to go on the field and watch them and kind of get up close. And I'm not a big guy, you're not a big guy, but standing kind of next to him or near him, he was a pretty large kid.
He was, and that team, just looking at them at field level, they look like incredible athletes. Yeah. You see times where guys are big, and you see some schools, and you're like, oh, these guys are big. But then when you actually see them move, you're going, oh, okay, well, size is all they got going for them. These guys looked athletic and big.
Well, and that kind of is indicative of their schedule and how they were able to play Hampshire Finette and Silsbee close, and then they've dominated some other schools. The real one that I'm really interested to see tonight is number 7, Jalen Morris. And he is maybe as explosive as a running back as we've seen in some time. He's gone over 200 yards in 2 games this season, and he's gotten close in 1 or 2 other games. And, man, he runs wild.
Well, I'm looking at this, and it's 200 yards against the state of Iowa. the whole state.
The whole state of Iowa, right. Yeah, to get 100 yards in a game is something. But when you get 200 or more in a game, that kind of puts you in a different sort of financial category. And he did that twice. He did that against Livingston as well. And, we know what Livingston looked like when we played them. They weren't anyone that you could kind of just run through. They had some big monsters on their defensive side of the field.
So we've got everybody lined up, ready to run, both bands here.
We're going to got a different sort of I guess Omar Cantu is not here tonight for the stadium announcer. And, we had some problems several weeks ago with the stadium speaker. And Mr. Ward and the rest of the crew that's in charge of that, they do such a fantastic job taking care of those sorts of things. Had to get in there real quick and get that sorted out, and I think they kind of put a Band-Aid on it until the season's over, then they can kind of get in there and get it fixed for real. So we're going to try to, normally we're able to hear Omar and kind of get a sense of what's going on if we miss something, so that's always nice. So, Omar, wherever you are tonight, hope you're well and miss you. That's definitely not him based on his voice. Anyway, going back to LCM, one other kid that I wanted to talk about, number 28, Tucker Floyd. This kid is a monster of the midway. Against Livingston, he had 20 solo tackles, 10 assisted tackles, and then I think he had a fumble recovery and maybe an interception. I don't know. He might have ordered some cotton candy and some popcorn from the sideline. He may have even directed the band. He was all over the place against Livingston.
He will be somebody the Panther offense will have to watch out for. And, Joe, the two things I think that Liberty has struggled with defensively has been the deep ball.
Yep.
And when they've seen these guys that can run, that can escape the pocket, that's going to be a tricky one because you got to gamble a little bit.
Yeah. And, of course, just when we thought things were going right, Luke Porcher is out again tonight. Talked to him before the game, and, no one's ever happy when they don't get to play. He's such a great young man, such a great kid. I feel so bad that he's not able to suit up, and he's going to be on the sideline cheering his guys on tonight. Well, we've talked a lot about LCM. We got about 10 minutes to go before the kickoff here, waiting for both teams to get into their respective tunnels and come out onto the field. Let's talk about the Liberty Panther offense and defense. And we talked about the offensive line a little bit earlier, but they're protecting a young man, number 8, Frankie Mares, who's really made such a sort of a progression that we've mentioned every single week about how when he first took over, oh man,
you let the ball go and you didn't know what.
your heart skipped a beat. You weren't sure what was going to happen when he reared back and threw it. And now when he rolls out, I feel pretty confident that even if he doesn't hit the strike, he's at least going to be in the area with somebody.
Well, and he has done a really nice job hooking up with Jason Whitcliffe and catching him in stride. A couple of huge plays 2 weeks ago and another one last week where he hit Whitcliffe down the sideline in stride, and they were able to pick up big chunks of yards, one of them resulting in a touchdown on the game against Livingston.
Well, yeah, I kind of think that he's developed a relationship with Wycliffe in the way that Tony Romo used to have with Jason Witten. That safety blanket, that security blanket. He has found him a bunch lately. At the beginning of the season, it was Connor Geezy who was the home run threat, and he's still a home run threat. He just hasn't happened to find him as much. And so he is working with some weapons this year that he has not had.
Well, Frankie Mares also, in addition to making a lot better throws, making better judgments when he lets the ball go, he has really not shied away. He's not a huge guy. He has not shied away from standing into the pocket and letting a ball go and taking the big hit.
There's no doubt about that. He's doing a really good job with that. And then kind of moving back there, now that Porcher is going to be out tonight, I'm guessing that the job is going to fall back to Logan Fowler. And again, he came out on fire last week against Lumberton. It did not seem like he could be stopped. And I am hoping that they're able to find some more of that magic tonight as they feed him the ball, and he can find and exploit some of those gaps that the offensive line has been able to open.
Yeah, it's going to be patience and holding on to the football, Joe. That's the key for Liberty. They can control the clock, and they control the clock. We've seen it historically from Liberty. They have success. The problem is you can control the clock if you don't score.
Right. Well, earlier today, the Lady Panther volleyball team hosting the Shepherd Lady Pirates. And as soon as I get an update on that, I'll let you guys know the outcome of that. They'll be on the road both Tuesday and Friday. And they'll be on the road against Huffman and Hampshire Finette. And here looks like we got football players coming on and breaking out of the Big Cat.
And a great shot there.
Oh, beautiful imagery. And, of course, October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we got all the pink out stuff going on. And, again, another group of littles coming out here with the cheerleaders. Prancers out there. Jose Becerra down there on our moving cam. Ray Harwell down on the field cam. Addison Fisher, Seth Stewart up top on cameras, representing our AV team. You're watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. Joe Roberts and Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing, as LCM makes their way onto the field now. And a couple of weeks ago when Huffman came to town, I kind of felt the same way that I feel right now. I was like, man, I hope that the Panthers can kind of make it respectable. And then they ended up coming out and playing one of the cleanest halves that we've seen them. And I'm coming into tonight with the same feeling. I hope they can make it respectable, and I want them to play another clean half the way that they played against Huffman. But this time, they've got to put two halves together. Coach Harrison talked about that. He's talked about that from the beginning. These boys have shown the flashes. They've shown what it takes to get it done. And really, aside from the Livingston game, and they really didn't put 4 quarters together even in the Livingston game, they're still waiting for a 4-quarter game.
And we hope we see it tonight. This is a very difficult Little Cypress-Mauriceville team. As Joe said, 3-0 in district. They are in a tie for first place in district with Huffman and Bridge City.
And Bridge City, kind of the surprise of the district. Bridge City and HJ, along with Liberty, kind of, I hate to say doormats, but sort of the doormats of that old district where we were all kind of duking it out to stay out of the cellar. I mean, if we're being honest, that's exactly what we were.
I mean, you started the year with very slim hopes for the 4th spot.
Well, at any rate, we're all on the field now. We're going to get our prayer, our national anthem, and our prayer. That was the Mighty Panther Band with the national anthem. We are getting so close, just about 3.5 minutes to go as we await the captains to get their way to the sideline. And it looks like we're going to have Keenan Clevenger, Cole Lawrence, Devorian Bradford, and Frankie Mares stepping out to represent the Liberty Panthers. Be number 76, number 24, number 4, and number 8. And then the rest of the team, as per usual, stepping out to the numbers. And then for the Bears, number 14, number 79, number 68, and number 28, representing LCM. As we have the coin toss here. And this is always, man, this is where the rubber meets the road, as it were, Ross. Both teams with, I'm going to assume, an excellent week of practice, although the Fair Week always provides some interesting conundrums for the Liberty coaching staff when you're out of school for most of the week.
I was going to say, I have been around Liberty for a very long time. I've known quite a few of the head coaches. I have not met one who enjoyed TBE Fair Week. Well, unless it was an off week.
Right. I think I've only ever been here once where they had a bye during Fair Week.
Last year.
Well, LCM has won. They are deferring.
Second week in a row, Liberty will take the ball first after deferring in each of their previous games.
Well, it's almost all over but the crying, Ross, as we get ready for this thing. And got to have our pregame 5-hour energy. We've been doing. How many years have we been doing this? 6 or 7. Gosh. Only one time I think we did a game without our 5-hour energy.
I have done a softball game once. Dusty McGee and I did a softball game a couple of years ago, and I forgot it. And that was the game that went 11 or 12 innings.
Well, if you'd have had that 5-hour energy, you would have had it. Well, they are on the field now, Ross. There's 12s on the scoreboard, and it's just about time to get it going. Back deep for the Panthers, number 2, Cameron Harper, and number 7, Logan Fowler. This is the first time we've seen him back deep. Normally it's Aiden Reed, and I don't. You know, you asked me if there was someone else that's out, and he may be the other one that's out. And I hope I'm misremembering, but I feel like I saw him in an arm sling. Because normally he's back deep, and he is not. At any rate, LCM kicking off, and they've got the big fella, number 99, Watzlawick, kicking off for them. And this will be a pooch kick to about the 25, fielded cleanly. And Liberty is going to get wrapped up pretty quick.
LaDamian Wilson.
Little scrum right there. Wilson, the freshman, who's been able to come in and have some success. Used him a good bit against Livingston, and then didn't use him as much last week. Liberty will take over 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line near hash mark. They will be working from our left to right, driving south. And Fowler will be in the backfield along with Wilson. Nope. And Wilson will take the ball. He's getting spun around, and he'll get pulled down pretty quickly by number 22, and that's going to be Jonah Fuller.
Tucker Floyd with the initial contact, and Wilson able to spin away from him, and Floyd, a name that will probably be called quite a bit for LCM tonight on the defensive side.
Man, I just can't even wrap my head around 20 solo tackles and 10 assisted tackles. I mean, that's literally in on almost every single other team's offensive possession. We'll come back out this time. Mares again under center. Full house backfield. And they're going to take that fullback route up the middle. And that looks like that's going to be Fowler again.
It was Fowler, and Merrick Lloyd wrapped him up and started the process of bringing him down. A little issue with the exchange between Mares and Fowler there that slowed that one up a little bit.
They'll be on the 42. It'll be about 3rd and 5 for Liberty as they continue their trend of this ball control style offense. As Mares pulls up again, Fowler behind Mares, this time Holmes in motion. Mares with the designed keeper, and that's going to get snuffed out almost immediately. A host of Bears into the backfield, and he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, Ross.
Justin Trahan and Tucker Floyd for LCM combining there, and that'll bring up a 4th down and send out Diego Diaz Ramirez.
Back deep, number 12 for LCM, to be Boatman. And Diego with a high kick, and that's going to get fielded at the 32, and Liberty right there to make the play, and a flag comes in.
Cameron Young brought him down. That was a late flag and doesn't normally bode well for the kicking team. I saw a beanbag in there as well, but I think that came out in lieu of, it's going to be a personal foul.
Yeah, I think they came in and jumped on the pile right there at the end. That's what I think happened.
Well, Cameron Young got there and brought him down, and that looked clean. So I agree with you, Joe. I think it happened after that.
Yeah.
Another big play there by Cameron Young. on special teams for Liberty, already recovered 2 onside kicks this year.
Well, that penalty is going to negate what was a nice punt from Diego Diaz. LCM will start on their own 48-yard line near hash mark. They'll be working from right to left. Lewis in the shotgun with Morris behind him. And he'll hand the ball off to number 7, and he gets right up the middle before he gets knocked down after about a 4-yard gain. And that will bring up second down and about 6 for LCM. And they move into Panther territory, and they're on the Panther 48-yard line approximately. And Lewis is a tall kid, much taller than I kind of thought.
Jalen Morris is hobbling off the field right now. And a good job there by the offensive line for LCM. Carson Phelps along with Diego Velasquez combining to open that little run for Morris.
We'll send Fuller in the backfield with Lewis, and he will try to throw the ball out to number 1, Reed, and that's not going to be caught. That'll hit the ground. Nice little bit of acting there. Almost believable.
Well, the line judge didn't buy it for a moment.
He did not. That'll stop the clock at 9:10 here in the first quarter and bring up 3rd down and 6 for LCM. Again, Jonah Fuller replacing Morris in the backfield. Lewis the quarterback. Trips to his right. And he is going to keep the ball. And he is going to get stung by a host of Panthers over there. Looks like Pepper Dubose in the mix, along with Ryan Monk, amongst others.
And guess who? Keenan Clevenger.
Keenan Clevenger. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 3 as they have worked themselves down to the Panther 45-yard line. And I'm guessing they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, Parker Freeman, the punter for LCM, was already out on the field. But
Lewis. Fuller to his right, and now Lewis making his line adjustments. And he's going to hold the ball, and man, just in and out of the hands of Keenan Clevenger, but there is a flag on the ground over there, and hopefully that's going to be some holding.
Yeah, there is a Liberty helmet. Godfrey's helmet is sitting on the ground, and saw that a couple of times last week.
Yeah, he struggled with that against Lumberton.
And
well, that is going to be, yep, it's going to be a hold against LCM, and this time they are going to send the punt team on. So the vaunted LCM offense, at least for a drive, halted as the Liberty Panther defense comes up big and doesn't give up a 1st down and forces the punt, Ross.
Yeah, big pickup on 1st down for LCM, and then after that, they were not able to get it going. And now Waclavic.
It'll be a big booming punt, beautiful spiral. And that is going to take a bear roll all the way down to about the 1-yard line.
And that was a very, very wise move. Jason Wycliffe indicating the fair catch, but as he saw that ball coming and could see the coverage coming, he decided not to make that. And
well, I got a little scared there, Ross, as the ball was coming in. I was afraid that some of the Panthers that were running down for coverage were going to get hit by that ball, but I guess it was a little further over than my eyesight, and we all know how poor that is. Liberty at the 8:03 mark will take over 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. And not a great position to be in. Let's see what they do with this. Another sort of full house backfield. Fowler behind Holmes and Wilson in the backfield for Mares. And they may be trying to hard count them to get them space right here. Almost got them to jump. And Mares just going to call his own number and push forward. And they are taking an awful long time to blow that whistle. They'll pick up a yard or 2 on that.
These are some of the largest, highest dog piles we've seen so far this year. And there is a Panther down. Nope, he's back up.
Bring up 2nd down, and it looks like they're going to give them a yard. 2nd down and 9.
Yes, I would think, Joe, that what you're going to see here, at least on the next down, is similar. Just trying to get some space. You don't have a high percentage of extending a drive here.
Another full house backfield for Maurez. This time, Fowler is able to spin out of some trouble, and he'll pick up a couple of yards and get the ball up to the 5-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call that 6 or 7.
And again, some issues with the exchange, and Fowler bumping off a couple of linemen there, but able to make some positive yards.
Well, that's given them a bit of breathing room, not a bunch. Maurez. Again, Fowler probably going to get right back to the line of scrimmage here, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Ian Loncon with the stop there. He went low, got around the thighs, and wrapped up and pulled him down.
Not a whole bunch the Panther offense could do right there. A great LCM punt, pinning them at the 1 and doing just what they need to do. Now need a great snap, and Diego Diaz has the ability to boot this ball pretty far. Oh, he's going to shank that one. It's going to hit at the 30, and it's going to roll out at about the 33-yard line. So that wasn't the greatest punt that he's ever had, but it does push them back some.
Yeah, caught a half the ball on the side of his foot there. Could have been worse, though. A good snap for Diego, which was one of those things when you're punting out of your own end zone you really worry about.
You definitely worry about that.
Especially that deep in your end zone.
6:05 to go here in the first quarter, and the Liberty Panthers and LCM Bears at 0. This time Morris going to have the ball, and he's going to get stopped. Jay-Sean Godfrey right there and that's going to be a loss on the play.
Ryan Monk, he was blocked there and slipped off the edge of the blocker and was able to make some contact, and Godfrey coming in and finishing it off.
Lewis facing 2nd and 11. Morris is going to take the ball, and they are going to get him again. Be another multiple Panther attack right there, and he might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage.
Cody Sandifer on the bottom of that pile making the first contact for Liberty. Sandifer, a senior. His name's been called quite a bit.
3rd down and 10 for LCM. They're on the Liberty 35-yard line. Lewis in the backfield. Morris to his across the middle, and that is going to be a good strike and a touchdown-saving stop right there by number 8, Frankie Maurez.
Yeah, Sandifer rushed around the edge and was held up a little bit.
That'll be just about a 30, I'm going to call that a 34-yard pickup on the pass. Now LCM with 1st and goal at the Panther 1-yard line. Under 4.5 to go here in the first quarter. And this time Worcester, the quarterback, in. And he will hand the ball off to 25, who's going to get sucked up by that defensive line. And we're going to see a flag.
Yeah, we are going to see a flag. I saw something. I want to see if that is who it's thrown on or not, because there were a couple of little things. And this has been a struggle for Liberty the last few years.
It was Jay-Sean Godfrey in on the stop along with Jason Wycliffe.
And it does appear that it's going to go against Liberty. Unsportsmanlike. And that'll grant them a new set of downs.
Be 1st and 10 for LCM. Under 4 minutes to go here. And again, Worcester under center. And he'll hand the ball off to 22, and he will fall into the end zone. And that is Jonah Fuller with the 1-yard touchdown run at the 3:47 mark in the first quarter. And LCM strikes first. So far, the Liberty Panther defense has played pretty well. We talked about that, about not giving up the big play. And Lewis was able to find some space and make a strike across the middle. And I didn't see who caught that ball. I was looking at the touchdown-saving tackle. Did you get the number on the receiver?
No, I did not.
Number 99, Watzlawick on for the point after. Snaps good, holds good, and the kick is through the uprights. 3:47 in the first quarter. LCM strikes first. They lead Liberty 7-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football, the Liberty Panther Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. Jonah Fuller with the 1-yard touchdown run at the 3:47 mark. Watzlawick on for the point after. And LCM leads Liberty 7-0. And we get ready to do it again. Watzlawick with the ball set up. Back deep again. Cameron Harper and Logan Fowler for the Liberty Panthers. Ball set up on the 40. And here we go. Be another high kick that's going to be fielded by Wilson at a 15. He's going to follow some blockers, and number 3 with a big defensive push is going to pull Wilson down, and they're going to give him forward progress at the 22-yard line. Man, number 3, the man-child, Justin McCarver, he just ran through that Panther blocker and grabbed Wilson and just pulled him down to the ground.
It looked as if Wilson might get a little blocking there, but just out of nowhere.
Well, Liberty going to try it again, this time with some actual space for their offense to work. Their last offensive possession started at their own 1-yard line, and they were able to get far enough out to get some space to punt the ball. Mares with the inverted wishbone, and he's going to call his own number, and going to get tripped up, I believe.
Yeah, they cut him right there, and I could not see the number. There is a flag on the far side of the field about the 21. It's going to be a hold against Liberty.
We move the ball back, and they'll redo that.
Yeah, he cut him at about the ankles there.
Yeah.
Because it looked as if Mares was going to get some space. Of course, the hold helped.
Well, he ran into Tully over there on the left-hand side. We're seeing some different looks out of this offense. Seeing some full house backfield. Saw an inverted bone right there. Be 1st and 20 for Liberty. Getting pushed back. Going to stay in that inverted bone look. Mares this time going to roll and looking for anybody, and he's going to pull it down. And number 22 right there to get him, and that is Jonah Fuller with a stop, and he'll pick up a yard or 2 on that.
We've got another flag. This one at the 10-yard line on the far side of the field.
Waiting to see what the call is here. I'm guessing that's probably going to be a hold. Officials.
No, it is going to go against. It is going to go against LCM.
Okay.
At least that is the indication from the line judge on the far side, as the back judge comes in to confer with them.
Yep, I see him pointing now. Let's see what he calls.
Thinking face mask here.
Yep, that's exactly right. And that's going to give them a fresh set of downs, right?
Gives them a fresh set of downs, adds 15 yards, and it erases the holding penalty.
Well, that's something. And something good to happen to them. So they'll start over again, 1st and 10, see where they're going to spot the ball here.
Looks like the 26-yard line.
All right. So after that face mask, well, no. They're just going to give them the first from there. It's going to be 1st and 7. So I guess they tacked it on at the end. I thought that, well, no, now they're moving the chains.
I was going to say, that's not typically how it works.
No. Well, you never know around here. Sometimes we do it typical, sometimes we don't. They didn't have the chain gang set before they started that play. Not that that really matters.
Ian Loncon was the tackler or initial tackler for LCM on that play.
Ball's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, bring up 2nd down and 10. Got a beautiful moon out tonight for Fair Week, Ross.
So far, Liberty not able to get anything really going.
Maurez. This time Wilson, left-hand side, trying to find the corner, and he's going to get pulled down over on the edge by number 28.
And we have a line judge on the far side. We're going to have another penalty.
Well, this is going to be an awfully long game if they keep on throwing the flags like this.
There's multiple flags from multiple officials.
Going to get a hold against Liberty, and that's what they're going to go with.
Yeah, they were going to check with LCM there, as that was a 2nd down play. They were going to check and see if they wanted to accept that, replay 2nd down, or decline and take your chances on 3rd down.
Well, it is going to be 2nd and a country mile for Liberty. They got out of the jam and then put themselves right back into it. Now they're going to spread the field out. Trips to the right-hand side for Maurez. He'll roll to his right, and he will throw that above the hands of Jason Wycliffe. That'll stop the clock at 1:39 in the first quarter. Liberty trailing 7-0. Bring up 3rd down and 20.
I was a little late getting the old binoculars down there, but it did appear, at least what I caught, that Wycliffe tipped that ball away.
Right.
As there were 2 defenders, he was sandwiched in between to prevent an interception there. That would have been very costly.
Liberty right now really struggling offensively to find some identity in this contest. And because of some penalties, forced to do something that we haven't seen in a few weeks, which is truly getting a throw-it offense. Maurez to his right, looking downfield. Has to cut back to his left. A lot of pressure, and he's going to throw it in the vicinity of, looking for the number, that's number 17, Connor Geezy, not able to come up with that.
I am shocked he was able to get that throw off as Tucker Floyd was coming up behind him on his blind side, and he was ready to lay the lumber. He got the ball off just in time.
You can see why he has been Athlete of the Week multiple times for them. He is just a disruptor on defense. Diaz with the punt, a little high, comes down with that, and he's going to get that away. And it's going to take an LCM bounce. That's going to go backwards. They're going to have to get that ball quickly, and that's going to be about the same spot that he kicked it previously.
Yeah, I think he was at the 32. They started their last drive at the 32, and they're going to be pretty close to that, maybe 33?
They're going to give him the 34 right there. So 2 back-to-back not super great punts out of some precarious situations for the Panther offense. LCM stepping back onto the field offensively with 1:18 to go here in the first quarter, leading Liberty 7-0. And we'll get Braylon Lewis, the quarterback, and Jalen Morris going to be back out there with him. This time Morris is going to lose the ball, and that's going to be a Panther recovery.
Shellhammer with the recovery. That's Mason Shellhammer.
Oh, that was big time right there, and I want to say that was Sandifer who got in the backfield and disrupted that. Morris never really had a handle on the ball, and quite frankly, since he went out early on, he has not looked super great.
Well, one thing Liberty has been able to do is get that pressure, and Sandifer's been in a lot of these plays. He had a huge sack at the end of the first half against Livingston, and he makes another appearance.
So better than a punt. Just go ahead and get a turnover right there.
A lot better than a punt.
Mares under center. And they drop the ball. So a bad exchange right there, and not starting this drive out super great.
Merrick Lloyd with the initial contact for LCM.
Looks like Mares was able to get back to the line of scrimmage based on where this down box is. 2nd down and 10. And Liberty has the ball on their own about 38-yard line. Mares, Logan Fowler behind him. Holmes, this time Fowler. Nope, Mares kept the ball, and he's able to get up to the 45-yard line. So he fooled everybody.
Jonah Fuller giving pursuit there, and Mares looked like he was going to make a collision with Fuller, was able to plant his foot and veer a little to the right.
Yeah, he did a great job of making sure that it looked like Logan Fowler had it, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. After a quarter of action, Liberty trails LCM 7-0. We'll be right back after this message. Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing at Memorial Stadium on this Friday night, TVE Fair Week, and Liberty trails LCM 7-0, but able to capitalize on a big turnover, and with a manageable 3rd and short as they switch ends of the field. Mares under center. This time sends Wilson on the pitch, and he's going to get popped in the backfield quickly. That's number, see that, is that 14 or 11? It was 14.
Jackson Smith snuffed that one out quickly, and unfortunately for Liberty, he was on that one from the get-go and was able to get through the line.
That'll lose a few yards. That'll bring on the punt team for Liberty. Diego Diaz to punt, and back deep is number 12. And now that's the punts that I'm used to seeing. That's going to be fair caught at about the 26, 27-yard line.
Yeah, Cameron Young, I can't speak enough about how what a great special teams player, the junior. He seems, anytime the special teams is on the field, he is involved in the play one way or the other.
11:22 to go here in the second quarter. A great punt. We finally saw, after a couple of so-so punts, Diego Diaz with some time to really power that ball through. And LCM will take over at their own 26-yard line. They'll be moving from left to right.
Yeah, 4th offensive possession for LCM.
Lewis with Fuller in the backfield. And he will keep the ball to his right following some blockers. And he finds a little open space, and Jason Wycliffe will be there to help make the stop, along with number 71 for Liberty, Mason Jordan. Long way for Jordan to run, a good athlete. Unfortunately, Lewis is going to pick up enough for the first down, and we talked about this. He is a true dual-threat quarterback, Ross.
Jonah Fuller in the backfield for LCM. He threw a heck of a block that allowed that as the Panthers were in pursuit, and it looked until that block like they were going to get him behind the line.
On their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10, Fuller to the left of Lewis. And Lewis rolls to his left. A lot of pressure, forced to come back right, gets set, and throws it. Great coverage from Devorian Bradford, and that's going to fall incomplete. I know what you're about to say. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because there's no laundry on the field. He may have been there a little early.
But he was playing the football.
He was playing the football. 10:40 to go as the clock stops. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for LCM.
But a very good coverage by Bradford.
Yes, it was.
Very aggressive.
I knew exactly what you were about to say.
Hey, but the only person that matters, the back judge.
He did not say a word. Lewis, Fuller in the backfield with him. And this time Fuller is going to get popped quickly, and that's going to be Jason Wycliffe among others, Ross.
Yeah, I was going to say Jason Wycliffe in there, another name like Cody Sandifer and Keenan Clevenger on that defense that seems to always be in the right spot.
Be 3rd down and 10. This Panther defense really playing well tonight so far.
They played exceptionally well last week, and there were 2 plays. Again, it doesn't necessarily matter at the end because they didn't have the most points at the end of the game, but 2 plays is what cost them.
Lewis going to send number 4 in motion. And this time he's going to throw it quickly out to number 1, and he's going to get tracked down, and that's going to be Wycliffe over there again.
And let me rephrase that. That made it sound like there were 2 plays that cost them that game. That's not what happened. There were only about 2 plays on defense.
Right.
That were not successful for Liberty.
It was Caden Reed with the reception, and they're going to pick up, about 6 yards, but that's going to be not enough. And they're not in no man's territory right now. They're going to be just shy of the 50, and they're going to send on the punt team. That'll put Jason Wycliffe back deep for the Panthers. And this is, you said this is number 88 that's coming on to punt. That's Parker Freeman that will be punting for LCM.
I got to get some paperwork in order here.
It'll be a squib punt. And that's going to be downed at the Panther, we're going to call that 23. Yep, 23. And that was another situation where I thought that ball was going to hit one of the Panthers.
Well, and that was a Panther bounce, and that's the first one of the night for Liberty. And Christian Carrillo for LCM, a behind-the-back stab because that one was set to roll.
Yeah, that was going to go
back towards midfield.
Well, Liberty sending the offensive unit back on the field. Connor Giese on the short side. Mares under center. Going to send Holmes in motion underneath Logan Fowler. And that's going to be Floyd right there with the stop.
So Liberty got the ball first.
Liberty did.
All right, help me with my paperwork here because I've got this as Liberty's 4th offensive possession, but I've got LCM with 4, so that doesn't make sense.
I'm going to have to think about that. We'll go back and review the tape. 2nd down and 10. Fowler was stopped at the line. This time he's going to get hit again, and this defensive line for LCM is all over the Panther offensive line, and Logan Fowler nowhere to go. Fortunately, back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10.
Angel Mendoza, Jackson Smith were big factors in getting that one snuffed out behind the line. Joe, one thing we haven't seen as Ryan Hessler checks into this ball game, Parker Balch, is a little screen pass.
Mares to his left, and he's going to throw it. It's going to be in and out of the hands of Connor Giese, who had to kind of turn around and make an awkward attempt on the ball. That's going to stop the clock at 7:40 and bring up 4th and 10 for Liberty, and they'll be forced to send the punt team back on. And right now they are just trying to find out what they can find out. And this LCM defense, we didn't talk much about them at the beginning, but they're pretty good.
Well, we talked about Tucker Floyd for sure. 20 tackles last week, solo.
That was a slow developing punt right there.
And we're going to have a personal foul on Liberty. And this one's going to hurt as that flag sits at the 17-yard line. Excuse me, 16-yard. Yes, 17-yard line. I had it right.
Yeah, that one is going to hurt a little. Well, the punt wasn't super great. It was fielded on the other side of the 50.
Now, that was during the play, so it is not a dead ball foul. They'll confer with the head coach at LCM, former college teammate of Kedrick Harrison. Okay, they're not going to call a personal foul. They're going to call a hold. They'll decline that.
Okay. Well, it's still not going to be great, but less than.
Well, it's better than it would have been. It would have been
Yeah.
15 yards.
That's right. Better than it would have been. Now, he has not put the ball. Well, they're okay. They're going to take over at their own, looks like their own 48-yard line. Panther defense back on the field again, 7:31 to go. And Fuller trying to cut through there. He's going to get tripped up by, looks like number 11, and that's going to be Mason Shellhammer, and then Pepper DeBose cleaning him up. Go ahead, Ross.
Oh, go ahead.
Bring up 2nd down and about 6. They are now in Panther territory, the Panther 47-yard line. Lewis with Fuller to his left. And this time he's going to quick strike, going to find Reed, who's going to get tackled by the grass as he slips down at the Panther, probably 33-yard line. Probably the best thing that could have happened for the Panther defense, Ross.
And a good job there by Leighton Shellhammer getting in the face of Braylon Lewis, the quarterback. Lewis released the ball, and he was able to pull up to prevent a roughing the passer.
Caden Reed with the first down reception. They're going to be on the 34-yard line of Liberty. 1st and 10 for LCM. Send number 12 in motion. Fuller's going to go up the middle, and he's going to evade a couple of Panthers before he finally gets pulled down at about the 29-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but enough to pick up about 5 yards on the carry.
Ryan Monk in on that tackle.
Just about 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Liberty trailing 7-0, but defensively playing pretty darn good ball game tonight.
Yeah, just hadn't been able to put anything together on offense.
Braylon Lewis with twins to his left. Fuller in the backfield with him. And he'll quickly throw out to Reed, who dances around Shellhammer and is able to step across for the first down. And they're going to get down to the Panther, looks like 21-yard line for another first down for LCM, Ross.
Yeah, Devorian Bradford went down and contributed to that stop as he trips over Bradford.
You know, this field is much more slick than we always give it credit for. It's not really humid out here, but man, a very slick field. We've seen a number of folks have been slipping and sliding out there. Lewis to his right. Going to throw quickly to number 9, who stiff arms and kind of a tough load to bring down there.
Ryan Monk coming across the field to finish off that tackle on the right side.
Be number 9, Keegan Cockrum with the reception for about 7 or 8 yards. Bring up 2nd down and short. We've got The ball on the Liberty, I'm going to call that the 13-yard line. And this is really the first time that we've seen this LCM offense kind of nickel and dime their way down the field.
Yeah, a lot more screen passes.
Lewis. And he's going to be forced to step up the middle. A lot of running room, and he is going to find the end zone. Be a 13-yard touchdown run for Braylon Lewis, the quarterback, at the 4:34 mark in the second quarter, and LCM will add 6 more to their total, 13-0 right now, as Watzlawick gets ready to come on for the point after attempt.
And we're going to well, the referee was making a signal of unsportsmanlike conduct, but I guess he was giving some signs.
Watzlawick. Oh, and we have definitely some some offside there. Oh, no, they're going to call that false start.
Yeah, and I've seen a few plays on that last drive.
All right, no, the referee just messed up. He signaled false start, but it was actually offside. He corrected that. Jason Wycliffe was over there. He was trying to get the jump, and he had one.
Well, he got it.
Jump. He definitely got it. So that'll push the ball up half the distance. So this should be a chip shot. And we're going to have another offside call, but I'm suspecting they'll decline this. That's going to be a good point after. At the 4:34 mark, Lewis marches in on a 13-yard touchdown run, and LCM takes a 14-0 lead. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. 4:34 to go here in the first half. Liberty trailing 14-0. Braylon Edwards with a 13-yard touchdown run. And that's where we are right now. Logan Fowler back deep. Cameron Harper for Liberty. Watzlawick on for the kickoff for LCM. It's going to be a high kick, and that's going to hit the ground and get fielded by Fowler, who's going to escape initial contact up the sideline, and he's going to get hammered out of bounds. And, man, I am not sure about that one. Whoa, I'm not sure about that one at all.
Yeah, that one,
ooh, that was pretty close. I mean, that was a great hit, but I just don't know that he was in bounds on that great hit. They didn't call anything there, but that was a big-time return from Logan Fowler. And hopefully that's just what the doctor ordered to get this offense energized. Is it looked like he was going to get bottled up back there at the 20 and then was able to return it almost 30 yards.
Yeah, I think when that hit was laid, all 10 toes were not in bounds.
Well, it definitely got the crowd's attention. Be 1st and 10 for Liberty with their best starting field position of the night. They still haven't put the ball on the ground, so I don't know what's going on here. Well, finally they're going to put the ball down at the 45-yard line, so that's where Liberty will start this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 45 near hash mark. They'll be working from my right to left. This time Mares in the shotgun, Fowler to his left. And Mares rolls, looking, and that's going to be in the hands of Wycliffe, and he is going to have a big first down pickup, and that is what we have been missing so far, the big first down strike from Mares to Wycliffe, and that will be probably, we call that almost a 15-yard reception, Ross.
Braylon Lewis with the initial contact, holding him up for Justice Trahan, who came in and finished him off.
Liberty in LCM territory, down to the Bear 41-yard line. Still on the near hash. Mares. And I don't know that they were set. That's going to be a false start. They did not get set before they snapped the ball. I thought that was going to happen. The receivers on the far side were having a struggle.
Yeah, when you've had trouble with a very speedy defense like Liberty has tonight, you tend to try to get a little too ahead of yourself.
That's going to move it back 5, 1st and 15. They'll be on their Bear 46-yard line now. Try that again. Under 3.5 to go here in the second quarter, trailing by 14. And Mares again keeps the ball, left-hand side, finds some running room. 30, 25, 20. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds. And, man, every time something happens, I keep looking for laundry, Ross.
No flags. That was phenomenal misdirection there.
That was a big-time run from the junior quarterback. And every time something great has happened for the offense, Mares has been a part of it.
They zagged for Fowler, and Mares zigged.
Well, when you don't zig when you're supposed to zag, hey, it happens. And the Liberty Panthers finally deep into Bear territory at the LCM 10-yard line.
Connor Giese with an exceptional block there to free up that last little bit.
Wilson behind Mares. Mares fakes the pitch, and they're going to pull him down. That was exceptional defensive play. And, man, there was some extracurricular over there. It looks like against Ryan Hessler, and the line judge over there keeping his flag in his pocket. Be about a yard pickup on the carry. 2:51 and counting here in the second quarter. Liberty trying to get on the scoreboard. They will be kicking off to start the second half. Wilson in the backfield with Mares. And Mares, quick strike to Wycliffe, and he gets pulled down almost immediately by number 14, Jackson Smith. And he'll be at the about 9-yard line. And Liberty's going to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. 2:23 to go, and 3rd down and 9 for Liberty. Knocking on the door, trying to get some points before halftime, as they will be kicking off to LCM. Mares in the backfield is Wilson, and he's going to get the ball, and nothing doing on that. And there's going to be a flag on the ground.
Yeah, I thought there was some motion in the backfield. I thought Wilson got a little bit of a head start, but their line judge threw that.
Let's see what they're going to throw on this. It's going to be against Liberty.
Be a legal man downfield. So that'll bring up 4th down. Is that penalty declined?
Yeah, they're going to decline that. They'll bring up the field goal unit. Diego Diaz on. So 2:19, and they are going to attempt this field goal. This will be
27?
About 27-yarder. Snaps good, holds good, and that is going to be partially blocked, I think.
I believe so. The way that ball came off, and guess who? Tucker Floyd.
Yeah, that's the second week in a row that the Liberty Panthers have had a blocked field goal. Is there another flag?
I don't see a flag, but they are conversing. Oh, wait, I think maybe the line judge on the far side had the flag in his hand.
Okay.
They wave off the flag.
All right. Well, LCM will take over here, and they'll be on their own, looks like their own 9-yard line. Lewis to his left, and Reed with the reception is going to get pushed out of bounds by number 23, Pepper DeBose. About a 6-yard pickup on the play. And they'll move up to their own 11-yard line. On the far hash is LCM. I want to give a big shout out to our student AV crew. Tonight is the first game of the season that we've had a true student-led broadcast. All the kids in the trailer and all on the camera, they're doing everything tonight. Mr. Ewing took his hat off and said, "Good luck, kids," and he's out of here.
If I flunked out, do I still get to consider myself a student?
Maybe. Lewis, and that is going to be in and out of the hands of number 5, Evan Worcester, and man, he had a bunch of slightly green grass ahead of him.
He did, but he also had the view of Pepper DuBois, DuBois ready to lead the Lumber.
That'll stop the clock at the 2-minute mark. 3rd down and about 3 for LCM on their, looks like on their own 16-yard line. Lewis, Fuller in the backfield with him.
This is where it really hurts having the dual threat quarterback on a 3rd and short like this.
Yeah, high snap, Fuller take the ball. Oh man, he's gonna get popped down by number 9, Luca Perez. He tried to avoid Jason Wycliffe, and while he was in the air, Perez came in and knocked him out of the sky. Looked like he was duck hunting.
It'll be a 1st down. LCM all 3 timeouts to work with here.
Lewis going to throw to the left, and that is going to be knocked out of the hands by number 4, Devorian Bradford. Caden Reed, the intended target.
Mason Shellhammer also in on that.
They'll stop the clock at 1:32 here in the second quarter. Liberty trails 14-0, and they will be on the other side of halftime kicking the ball off.
You think 7 points.
Right, and don't want to give up any points here.
But there's a huge difference going in 21-0 and 14-0.
Lewis to his right. A lot of pressure. And, oh, so close to being an interception. Pepper DuBois right there. A lot of pressure from that Liberty Panther defense, Ross.
Well, and Pepper DuBois has gotten the assignment there on covering Worcester, and he has given him fits so far tonight.
125, 3rd down and long for LCM.
Pressure is something Liberty's defense has been able to bring pretty consistently throughout the year.
Fuller again in the backfield with Lewis. Lines up in the shotgun. He'll look downfield. And that is going to be almost picked off. That was too high for Reed. And that'll bring up 4th down. And the Liberty Panther defense holds, Ross.
Devorian Bradford coming in and getting a hand on that.
It's a nice play from that young man. He has been pretty active back there all season long. And then that one game where he was not, that was the spot that got picked on. So done a pretty good job as they have to send out the punt team here. Wycliffe standing on the, well, now he's going to move back to his 45-yard line or so. Number 88, Freeman.
And this is going to get stopped. There was movement for LCM.
See what they're going to say right here.
And there have been several points, especially on that last touchdown drive, where LCM was really getting right up to the line of motion before the snap. And this time it could turn out to be very costly as it backs them up 5 yards.
That is going to be a false start. We replay that, 4th and 15. And Freeman standing almost on his goal line. Gets this ball away, and it's not going to be a great punt. It's going to wobble, but it's going to take a Bear bounce, a big-time Bear bounce, and it's going to move up to their 48-yard line. So what could have been a disaster for their special teams ended up turning out pretty good for them.
You know, watching him do some punts in the pregame initially, you saw the punt, and you think, oh, boy, this is going to come backwards. It's going to boomerang on him. But he, during warm-ups, consistently would shoot it straight in the air and then get that bounce.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10 in Bear territory for Liberty. They do have 2 timeouts to work with, the 1:05, so there is time to score here. Going to be in the spread. Fowler. Nope, Wilson back there. And Mares is going to work to his left. And he's going to get pulled out of bounds by Floyd.
Shocking that there was a play by a LCM defender and the last name was Floyd.
Mares will pick up just about 4 on that.
Not a bad pickup on 1st down, and he could not get any receivers open.
44 is where they'll be on. We step up, still on the near hash mark, under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Mares, Wilson to his right. And just behind Wycliffe, and that'll stop the clock at the 53-second mark, bring up 3rd down.
Well, I want to point out, we talked about the growth of Frankie Mares as a quarterback from last year to this year. Last year, he would have tried to force that ball instead of keeping it.
Yeah, you're 100% right on that. 100% right.
So instead of doing that and having either best case scenario incompletion or worst case an interception, he picked up 4 yards.
Mares again in the shotgun. We roll out to his right, and he will step up. They get pulled down at about the 45. Looks like they're going to lose about a yard on that, as it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, and he could not see it, but on the far side of the field, Ryan Hessler had opened up and curled back in, or I guess it wouldn't be a curl, out towards the far sideline. But
Diego Diaz on for the punt. We'll send out number 12, and that'll be Caden Boatman back deep.
They're going to have to punt this. I imagine they'll call a timeout when the play clock gets down to 1. That is exactly what's going to happen.
We're going to stay here, though. We won't go to a timeout. There's only 2 seconds left. Well, right now, as we're kind of looking at this and getting ready to head into halftime, Ross, for me, Liberty has done everything right defensively, and the thing that has really just stopped them is they haven't been able to figure out any offensive identity.
Yeah, we've seen it, the previous drive, it looked like they were maybe starting to get something together. You had a big completion to Jason Whitcliffe, but this defense between the line and the linebackers for LCM has got so much speed, they are just not able to develop a play.
Well, they'll come back out of this timeout again. This is 2 seconds. They're actually going to end up running a play here because why not?
Yeah, you don't want to. You just want to make sure you don't mishandle the snap here.
Now, and LCM is going to be back in deep coverage here. Maurez is going to go to his left, and he'll just take off, and he'll pick up a first down, but it won't matter. That'll do it for the first half. Liberty trails LCM 14-0. We're going to head into halftime. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. We are at Memorial Stadium for 10-4A action between the LCM Bears and your Liberty Panthers. After a half of action, Liberty trails 14-0, and it's really been one or two kind of big plays and not a whole bunch else. Ross is getting ready to go down and jump on the Vindicator live here for the halftime. Your thoughts before you step out here, Ross?
Well, I think you mentioned it. I mean, save for a couple of big plays, which resulted in 14 points. It's been just the inability to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, LCM had a big 34-yard pass that set them up on the 1-yard line. Jonah Fuller able to step in. And then on the other end of the field, Braylon Lewis with a 13-yard touchdown run. And aside from that, the Liberty Panther defense has really played very well. They've had too many 4-and-outs on offense, and I suspect that's going to be what they talk about mostly at halftime. Ross, as you step down to talk to the Vindicator live,
what adjustment are you making at halftime, Joe?
Well, for me, that's kind of hard to say because I feel like they're doing everything right. They've got to hang on to the football. They got to give Maurez some time to find.
How do you do that?
Well, if I had that answer, I might be head coaching.
Well, I'm not saying it's
right. No, I 100% get what you're saying. I think we're trying to find the deep ball a little too much, and I would look for those spots and the aggressiveness of LCM, maybe a screenplay here and there to kind of counteract that aggressive defense that is almost in the backfield immediately. Well, having said that, Ross, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the sounds of the LCM bands and the Mighty Panther Band. Again, marching contest is tomorrow at Port Neches Groves. The Liberty Band will be performing at 4:20, and I suspect LCM will be competing there as well. I don't know what time they're competing. We'll be back toward the end of halftime. If you want to catch Ross here momentarily, they'll be on the Vindicator live, and I'm going to step down there with them, but we'll be back in a few. Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sportz Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing, and just about end of half, your Liberty Panthers trail LCM 14-0. Jonah Fuller with a touchdown run of 1 yard, and then Braylon Lewis with a 13-yard touchdown run on the other end of the field are the difference in tonight's contest. Liberty getting set to kick the ball off. At halftime, you were able to watch both bands for LCM and for Liberty. Both schools going to marching contest tomorrow. LCM marching at 2 and Liberty marching at 4:20 at PNG. So if you're in the area, go down there and check them out. And the Liberty Panthers come back onto the field. Both teams are now on the field, and we're just about 1 minute left of halftime. Ross, what do the Panthers need to do to get back in this one?
Well, you mentioned it, and I mentioned it on the Vindicator halftime show. They're going to have to do something as far as stopping this aggressive LCM defense. You said it before we went off at halftime, and that is screen passes.
Yeah, they've got to do something. This, as advertised, Tucker Floyd has been all over the place defensively for LCM, and he has been a great disruptor, and that may be the way to get going. And again, who knows if that will even do anything?
Well, it's easier. It's easy for us to say that.
Exactly.
It's one thing to say, hey, we're how many ever feet in the air right now?
Right. Well, just like we always do, turning over at the half. Ross, you'll take over on play-by-play, and then I'll add whatever tidbits of information that I can add as a color commentary.
I was almost taken out at halftime.
You were down there doing the Vindicator show, and a football came flying in and smoked you on the noggin.
Yeah, it's one of those rare times where I'm glad I got hit in the head where I did.
Well, that's true. I think anywhere in the head for you is an okay shot.
Except for where...
except for where you had surgery.
Where I have stitches, yeah.
Well, here we go. It's 12 on the scoreboard, getting ready to start the third quarter at Memorial Stadium in Liberty, Texas. 10-4A action, and away we go, Ross.
And Diego Diaz has this one teed up, swings the leg, kicks this one short. Fair catch called for. Cameron Young comes away with it, but they are going to say there was interference or offside.
Oh, that was awfully close. He called for the fair catch, so I don't know what they're going to do here. It's definitely going to be LCM ball.
Yeah, the umpire is going to go over and talk to the back judge, and I am not sure he had possession of it.
I don't know if he did. That was
he
definitely
may
exciting.
Not have been given the opportunity for possession.
Yeah, that definitely would have been 10 yards, at least 10 yards. Well, they're going to say that...
well, the far side judge, personal foul.
Okay.
Against Liberty.
Well, as soon as he called for the fair catch, he jumped into him. So I think you're right about that.
I think he did not get the opportunity.
Right. Still exciting. These Liberty Panthers, say what you will, they are exciting on special teams.
Okay, they're going to go confer. There's 3 of them at about the 45-yard line. The LCM 45-yard line. If LCM has this, they will move the ball from my right to left. They continue to confer with each other, trying to flesh out exactly what is going to happen here. If it will be against Liberty, a personal foul, and that's going to be interference with the catch. So
it's going to be a big one.
Move LCM into Liberty territory to start this drive. And Braylon Lewis has his crew out. He puts 2 wide receivers on the left side, 1 on the right, 1 back in the backfield. That is Jalen Morris in the shotgun. Ball is set. Lewis takes the snap, hands it off to Morris. Morris bouncing right, tries to get the edge. He is going to pick up some yardage, but the Liberty defense on the far side able to limit the damage.
It's Cody Sandifer, Cameron Harper, among others over there. Ryan Monk almost caught him in the backfield.
So it'll bring up a second down, about 8, you say?
Yeah, about 8. Now we're seeing much more of number 22, Jonah Fuller. Morris, their main featured back, has been battling a bit of an ankle injury.
Again, 2 wide receivers spread out on the left side, 1 on the right, 1 back to the left of Lewis. Ball handed off to that back, moves straight forward, and it comes in, gets across the line. It's going to pick up some yardage, but flags fly in.
It'll be Jay Sean Godfrey, Mason Shellhammer in on that stop.
And it is going to be a hold against LCM, so good for the Panthers. That could have explained the sudden surge by the running back for LCM, Jonah Fuller.
Well, right now some good news for Liberty. Viter, who is winless, is actually up on Lumberton at the half. I believe that's what you guys said down at the Vindicator show. And mathematically, Liberty still alive and well for a playoff spot, as the bottom 5 teams in the district are all kind of fighting for one spot, and that would be the best case scenario for Liberty.
Fuller to the right of Lewis, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Lewis, he's going to keep this one, plants his foot, cuts back up the middle, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage.
It could be number 11, Mason Shellhammer, again in for the stop for Liberty. And then going back to what I just said, all 5 teams, 3 teams sitting at 1-2, 2 teams at 0-3. And before the game started, we talked about this, Ross. Felt like 3 district wins would grab that 4th playoff spot just because of the separation at the top. Bridge City, Huffman, and LCM all sitting at 3-0 right now.
Lewis sends 3 receivers on the left side, 1 on the right. 1 back to his right, Fuller. Snap back, drops back, pressure from Liberty. He is going to throw this ball away and prevent an enormous sack.
Oh, that was Ryan Monk right there in his face, and as well as Cade Carter getting in there. Man, that was probably the best bit of pressure that we've seen from this Panther defense as far as pushing the quarterback backwards.
There was a flag.
That'd be intentional grounding. Yeah, I thought that was going to be because he had not gotten out of the tackle box.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to be wrong, though. And that is a huge loss.
Oh, yeah.
Is that would have brought up a 4th down and 10, but with the intentional grounding, it pushes the ball all the way back.
This would be a big stop for the Panther defense.
Not real sure. Not sure on the spot here, Joe. As at any rate, that brings out the punter, Freeman. Freeman standing inside his 40. Gets this kick off with pressure in his face. It's a spinner. It's going to drop down inside the 15. It rolls out about the 5-yard line.
I'll tell you, they have gotten so many nice punts to take the correct bounce for them to pin. That's the 2nd time they've pinned the Panthers inside the 5 with a punt.
Talked about the Panthers' struggles getting things started offensively, but one of the reasons is they've not had very good field position because of the punt game.
Well, they're going to give him right at the 5. And we said this beforehand. This is something they've got to find their offensive identity and figure out what's going on here. This LCM defense has just been suffocating so far.
So Mares comes back out. He'll have 3 backs in the backfield lined up. He's under center. He hands this ball off to Fowler. Fowler trying to go forward into some blockers, and he will get a nice little pickup there. Got more than I thought.
Well, you know, when you look at that, you're looking at Nolan Kay, the center, and then you're looking over there at Carlos Rubio, and it may have been Keenan Clevenger, but they really did a number on that defensive tackle to open that hole up.
So it'll be 2nd down, about 6 after a 4-yard pickup on 1st down by Fowler. Again, 3 backs in the backfield. Mares under center. He is going to hand this one off to Wilson. Wilson bounces out left, tries to get the edge, and he will not get it. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage, so he got back, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Ryan Hessler checking back into the game, coming out Ryan Giese.
Connor Giese.
Connor Giese, his dad's Ryan. Went to school with one of my siblings. Liberty moving the ball from left to right. Ball is on the left hash mark. 3rd down and 6. Mares under center. Rolls out to his right. He is looking under pressure, and we've got late flags. And as he tried for the receiver on the near side, and I'm thinking they may be going to call a hold on LCM, as Jason Whitcliffe went down as he was over the middle of the field. And that is exactly what it's going to be, Joe.
Well, that was, don't see that a whole bunch and haven't seen that any tonight, so that's a good indicator for the Panther offense. Any way to get helped out.
That'll be a hold against the defense.
Leslie Lawrence sent me some kind of cool statistics about TVE. I'll get to those in just a second, Ross.
Okay, they have not done the walk-off. It looked like they were not going to give them a 1st down, and should be an automatic 1st down on a defensive hold.
Well, I don't know what he's doing out there.
I am not
Umpire's struggling right now. Referee's trying to step over there to figure this out. I see the chain gang is trying to move.
Yeah, so that ball, the line of scrimmage, I believe, was the 8-yard line. And it should be a 1st down. It is a 1st down. I'm not sure on yardage-wise. Okay, now we're going to get the walk-off.
There we go. Tate White, Jace Alms, Chloe Sanders in the trailer tonight, doing our student-led production of Panther Sportz Network action.
So after the penalty, a fresh set of downs, ball at the Liberty 18. Mares under center. Little problem with the exchange. He's going to try to make something out of nothing, and he will actually pick up, if the line judge is correct, 2 yards up to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they've had some problems tonight with that. Earlier today, the Lady Panther volleyball team sweeping Shepherd 3-0. So congratulations to those young ladies as they are in the thick of district action. Justin Anderson, the volleyball coach, doing a fine job trying to lead the Lady Panthers into the playoffs this year. And they've been battling for that 3 and 4 spot most of the season.
2 backs in the backfield for Liberty. In motion, this ball handed off to Fowler. Fowler spins around at the line, and he will pick up maybe a yard. Well, they're going to give him 2.
Well, Ross, if you're headed out to TVE tomorrow, it's red, white, and blue patriotic theme. And Leslie Lawrence let me know that the entertainment tonight is, tomorrow night, Logan Beard and Chris Crisp. And that the grand champion steer went for $21,000. And the grand champion drawing by Tegan Davis, our very own Grady Davis child, $10,000. It's wild.
3rd down and 6, Liberty. Mares in the shotgun, 1 back to his right. Drops back, quick strike, throws, nobody around. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, I'm not sure what he was looking at there. There was no Panther in the vicinity. And fortunately, that didn't get picked off because that would have went to the house.
So Diego Diaz-Ramirez will come out and punt.
If you're looking for something to do next weekend, the Liberty High School Panther players hosting a show next Saturday and Sunday.
Caden Boatman, the deep man. Punt is off. It is a high spinner. Boatman fields it. No, he's going to back off of it at the 45-yard line. Takes a Panther bounce down inside the 35. It'll be deadened by who else on special teams? Cameron Young.
Cameron Young. That was a great Panther bounce, by the way. We haven't seen a whole bunch of those tonight, but good job, special teams. Anyway, the Liberty High School Panther players performing a show called The Grave Digger next Saturday at 6, and then next Sunday at 2, and hosting a trunk or treat afterwards on Saturday night right after the performance. So come on out. $10 at the door to help the Liberty High School Theater Department.
So it'll be first down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Lewis hands this ball off to number 4. 4 going out to the left, trying to get the edge, and he is knocked out of bounds. Should be a loss.
Well, that was big time for the Panther defense. They slow played that edge beautifully, and he had nowhere to go.
Is that Jackson Strew?
That's what it looks like.
And so that will be, well, yeah, that'll be a loss of about,
I'll say a yard or two.
A yard.
It looked like it was going to be, they gave him the forward progress. That's what it was.
So ball goes back to the 32-yard line of LCM. They're moving right to left. Snap to Lewis in the shotgun. He looks downfield for a receiver. This ball is way overthrown with coverage by 2 Liberty Panthers.
Well, he reared back and threw that for all he was worth, and fortunately that was too much.
Intended receiver was Evan Worster, and Cameron Harper and Jason Whitcliffe with the coverage on the right sideline. Little miscommunication there, I assume. 6:17 in the third quarter. Liberty trails LCM 14-0. That was the score at halftime. It'll bring up a third down and long, third and about 11 for LCM. Lewis in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers to his left. He drops back under pressure, dumps this one off underneath. It is intercepted. No, gonna fall. Is Keenan Clevenger almost
flag over there, Ross?
Almost got his hand on it, and we do have a flag.
See, we talked about Liberty throwing the screen pass, and there was LCM doing it right there. Can be so dangerous.
And it is going to be an illegal block in the back, and it's declined, and that'll bring up fourth down.
It's another great stand from the Panther defense, Ross. Well, we are getting right to the thick, or almost right into the thick of holiday season. Halloween coming up pretty quick, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we've got the annual Liberty Christmas Parade coming up on December 3rd, and Betty Runkle's in charge of that, and she is looking for all kind of people to be in the Christmas parade if you're interested in that.
From the 18-yard line, we're going to have a little early contact. This, unless the officials saw something different, will be encroachment against Liberty. As Jashawn Godfrey came across the line, and it will be offsides against the Panthers. Hoping for hope that there was some movement, that somebody...
well, we call that hold your water. Hold your water, son.
Will not be enough, only a 5-yard mark off, but it will help the punter for LCM, Parker Freeman.
And he's had some good ones tonight. He's got some great bounces.
Yeah, he had his toes on his own 18-yard line, now up on the 22-yard line. The snap is back. Good snap, waist high, kick up. It's a low line drive. This ball is going to hit and roll LCM's way. And they're going to have a fight for the football. It hit a Panther, and it is going to go to LCM.
And I said this every single time. I was so fearful that was going to happen. The special teams not looking around to see where the ball is, and that time it bit them. That's so unfortunate because that was a wonderful defensive stand, and now instead of being able to get off the field and catch some rest, they're going to have to go right back out there and do it all over again. Coach Harrison out there almost at the hash mark trying to get something from the referee.
So now in prime field position at the Liberty 30-yard line on the right hash. LCM moving right to left. Lewis comes right back out. He's going to have a back to his left, Jonah Fuller. 2 wide receivers on the right side, 2 on the left. Drops back after getting the snap, looks downfield, looking for an open receiver. Whitcliffe with coverage, and they are going to throw a flag as he was covering Evan Worster, and
I don't know about that one.
And we do have an LCM player down. The back judge who threw the flag also has his hat off.
Well, there's no doubt that something was said to him.
And we're going to have a late flag, and this one is going to go against Liberty. It'll be a personal foul, so at least one late flag as there is an LCM player, and we believe that is Evan Worster, and that's the most important thing now, is attending to Worster down in the end zone. He was the intended receiver of Lewis. Ball looked like it might be a little overthrown. But again, the most important thing is getting Worster back on his feet, an incredible ball player. The senior for LCM.
No, that's not Worster.
Oh, it is not Worster.
Number 4, Struwe. Strew, not sure how you pronounce that young man's name.
And so we've got multiple flags. The back judge had his hat off, so that would indicate a separate penalty. And then there was a penalty that's going to go against Liberty for sure, a personal foul after the play.
Well,
if anything, he was pushed in closer to the ball.
Well, I think the issue is going to be the uncatchability of the ball. Not that negates anything, but I think that's what's going to be causing the frustration on the part of Liberty, throwing that flag when there was no chance to catch it, and it was very close. But I will give the back judge the benefit of the doubt because he was literally right there on the moment.
So big decision time, not decision time. This can really help LCM. There will be a personal foul against Liberty. I know that. I saw that flag. I saw the personal foul, and I saw that flag go in. And the referees will walk back.
.552 to go here in the third quarter. Liberty trailing 14-0. And for the most part, defensively have played very, very well. And now they've been nipped on a special teams miscue. They were nipped on sort of a big play in the first half. And it's just been a breath, a touch here, there. And that's really been the main difference. Liberty has, and this is for everyone they've played in district, they have been right there with every single person.
So we're going to sort this one out here as the referee comes over. He will make the indication to the press box. He'll stop off and have a chat with the umpire and back judge. And he will convey.
Convey, there you go.
They've already conferred. Well, they're still conferring.
Well, this chain game's getting to work out.
It'll be pass interference against Liberty. That's an automatic first down and a 15-yard penalty. And a unsportsmanlike penalty. That one against Liberty. And that's going to be 2 unsportsmanlike penalties against Liberty. So if you're keeping track at home, that's 30 yards of unsportsmanlike penalties against the Panthers. And I believe both of those are after the play. And that will move the ball all the way down to the Liberty 15-yard line on the right hash. LCM moving right to left. Lewis back out, first down and 10. And we are going to have a conference here on the spot of this play, because if there's 2 personal fouls after, they were both indicated as being after. Yeah, they don't offset. You don't take one or the other.
And I was thinking the ball was about to be on about the 4 or the 3-yard line.
That is exactly what I was thinking, and I think that's what we are going to see here, because you have the 15-yard pass interference penalty that happened during the play, and then you have the 2. And so it should be probably about half the distance to the goal.
Yeah. Well, that's still not as far down as I thought it was about to be.
I know, and that is going to be spotted. We will look when they stop.
Okay, he continued to there. Okay, there is where I thought it was going to be.
It looks like maybe the 3-yard line, Joe.
Yeah, I think that's where the linesman is standing on the 3.
First and goal from the Liberty 3-yard line. LCM moving right to left on the right hash mark. 2 wide receivers on the left side, 1 on the far side. Lewis hands this ball off. Play is blown dead. Sandifer was right there, ready to wrap up Lewis. And we're going to have some illegal motion, I think, from...
Well, you know what is a super high IQ thing that just happened? What Sandifer did right there. He was ready to give the quote-unquote kill shot as it was, and as soon as he heard the whistle, he threw his hands out and laid off of the contact. And had he carried that through, that would have been another 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, half the distance to the goal would have put it about the half-yard line?
Yeah, half-yard line. So even though nothing really happened there, that was a super high IQ thing.
Ball back to the 9-yard line of Liberty. Lewis in the shotgun, puts a man in motion left to right. Ball is going to be handed off to Fuller. Fuller having trouble getting across the line, dances to his left, and he will be taken down with a minimal gain.
It's number 29, Brody Rawlinson, stepping in there.
Matter of fact, he'll pick up a yard, get down to the 8-yard line. And it'll bring up second and goal, and this is an area, Joe, where if Liberty can get the stop here, it would be huge.
Be big time. Very least hold them to a field goal attempt.
Worster checks out, checking back into the game is going to be Parker Freeman. 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Lewis in the shotgun, back to his right. Fakes the handoff to Fuller. He is going to try to ease through some traffic, still on his feet. He is going to get taken down pretty close to the 8-yard line, the original line of scrimmage.
That's number 76, Keenan Clevenger. He initially missed him and did not give up and tracked him down and finally got the stop. It's a big set of downs right here for the Liberty Panther defense.
Yeah, 4:30 and counting left in the third quarter, a 14-0 LCM lead. Lewis on 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Back to his right. Takes this snap, drops back, looks, fires for a receiver. The receiver going down. It's thrown behind him. Incomplete. Devorian Bradford with the coverage, and that intended receiver, Caden Reed.
He just threw it right behind him. Nothing that Reed could do with that. Going to stop the clock at 4:15. And they are going to bring on the field goal team.
Yeah, and you had a 1st down and 10 from the 3-yard line. And Liberty's defense able to...
No matter what happens here, the Panther defense won this one.
Pre-snap penalty really coming to the aid, and then some good defensive stops there. Coming on to attempt the field goal. Joe, where's this spotted? At the 8-yard line. High snap, holds down, kicks up, and it is through the uprights. And that will make it 17-0 LCM with 4:10 left in the third quarter. We'll be back after this on the Panther Sports Network.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sportz Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Isaiah Watzlawick with a 25-yard field goal, and LCM leading your Liberty Panthers 17-0. And that was a dandy bit of defensive work from the Panthers, who at one point had facing 1st and goal on their own 3-yard line.
Back deep to return for Liberty. Logan Fowler on the near side. This ball is going to be caught by Jason Wycliffe. Wycliffe cuts back over to the near side. Now going to change directions and go back over to the far side. He's trying for an edge. There is a flag down as he is pushed out of bounds.
Well, anytime you start cutting back and doing all that stuff, almost 100% of the time there's going to be a hold or a block in the back or something. It's almost better at that point to just kind of slide down and take what you take.
Yeah, when you start changing directions multiple times.
It's just the payoff for that is so huge. You don't want any good return man would never slide, but hindsight being what it is.
So this will be a block in the back against the Panthers unless I miss something, but we're going to have a personal foul.
Again, I want to go back to that defensive stand.
Actually, they're going to call a hold. Boy, that was a weird. He indicated that it was after the play, but I don't know that I've ever witnessed an after the play holding call.
Man, I don't know. Unless it was over here, there was some stuff that was going on around the 25-yard line. That may have been what he called.
And it was thrown by the back judge. And so it'll be 1st down and 10 for Liberty from their own 20-yard line. Mares in the shotgun, one back behind him. Fowler. Ball going to be fake to Fowler. Rolling right. Throws downfield. He's got Bradford. Bradford diving. Can't get it.
Oh, man, that was the one right there. Bradford had both of them beat. The corner and the safety both bit on that fullback handoff attempt up the middle, and they were ready to go after Fowler. Man.
So close.
So close.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Liberty 19-yard line. I misspotted that one, although I think the scoreboard may have misspotted because it looks like the linesman is standing at the 20-yard line. He is. Ball is on the left hash. Liberty moving left to right. Mares, he sends 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. One back in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Fowler again. He runs to the right. He's got room, gets a block. He is going to be down at the 40-yard line. And we are going to get a late flag. This one going to go against the Panthers. It's going to be a personal foul. And it'll go against Devorian Bradford. But it should be after the play. So they should get the 1st down anyway.
Well, I'm going to have to create a graphic for us to pop up that's just a question mark. Why would you do that?
Yeah, and the referee giving benefit of the doubt because there was some action from Bradford there. He kind of let slide, and then one more thing. And so that'll be a 15-yard mark off. And so that ball got out to the 40-yard line.
That was a great run from Mares. Beautiful. Another beautiful. He's had several beautiful fakes on this drive.
And down 17-0, 3:43. You really cannot afford personal foul penalties because that eats up 15 yards.
Well, they're going to have to get this down box and the chain gang kind of set up.
Now, it depends here, Joe. I did not see if he mentioned that it was after the play. It should have been after the play.
The down box has not moved. So who knows what they're about to do here.
And it is going to be a 1st down.
It should be.
Because I believe that was after the play.
Okay, now they've changed it. So that negated about 15 yards, but did give them the 1st down.
Ball sits at the 25-yard line on the right hash mark. Panthers moving left to right. Mares comes to the line. 2 wide receivers on the left side. 1 on the right. Snap. Handoff to Fowler. Fowler going right. He is swallowed up in the backfield, and that is going to be Eddie Winters. Will Height. I was about to say, I said that about 3 times before I said it.
You choked on that,
3 different ways.
It's okay. It's okay.
3:16. It'll bring up 2nd down, a loss of 2 on the play. I say that it's a loss of 2. It may only be a loss of 1. It is a loss of 1. Ball was at the 20-yard line, now at the 19-yard line of Liberty. Liberty trailing LCM 17-0 at a 14-0 deficit going into halftime. A field goal by LCM in the second half. 2:46, back to the line, second down. 2 wide receivers on each side. Mares in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Fowler, rolls left, throws, Giese falling down, can't make the catch. As they say, it hit the ground before he had possession.
A little too much, a little too low on that throw. It's been a tough going for Mares. He's had precious little time back there. This Bear defense has been in his face pretty much the entire night.
So it'll bring up a third down. I've gotten all confused. And we are going to have a penalty here. A false start against the Panthers. It'll send it back 5, and it'll turn a 3rd and 11 into a 3rd and 16 as they move further back in their territory.
Man, those are tough penalties to swallow when you're at home and you've got the crowd on your side. You don't normally see a bunch of false start. You see that a little bit more on the road when the crowd's loud.
Hessler comes out, coming in Devorian Bradford in the wide receiver position. Liberty, Mares in the shotgun. They're bringing pressure. Somebody coming up on his blind side, changes direction. Flag thrown. Mares still on his feet on the left side. He is going to be hit out of bounds. And it looks like we're going to get a late hit on the far side, as he was hit right on the line on the far side, and the back of the far side line judge placing that flag down. So I imagine the referee throwing a flag inside the 15-yard line. And if in fact that is a late hit, it will be a 15-yard penalty. And the LCM coach pleading with the line judge on the far side. The natives are getting restless here at Memorial Stadium. Lots of penalties in this one tonight. So it is going to be a hold against Liberty. 2 holds against Liberty. And a personal foul against LCM. The personal foul well,
he indicated first down, but I don't see the evidence of that.
Yeah, there have been some issues in spotting balls after penalties. And if it was a dead ball late hit, the 2 penalties against Liberty, the 2 holds, do not offset the late hit. But
okay, well, that was odd to say the least.
So as it stands now, 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 16. Mares fakes the handoff, looks right. He's under pressure. He gets rid of this ball, gets to the original line of scrimmage, and goes incomplete.
And the Bear defense was 100% ready for that.
The referee keeps making gestures as a first down, but
well, Ross, it's only October, so I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Diego Diaz-Ramirez on to punt. He'll be standing on his 2-yard line. Back deep. Fakes the punt. He is going to try to go for it. He is on his feet. He's undercut at the 20, which is well short of a first down, and the fake punt. He'll get down at the 21 as well. They'll spot him, and that's where LCM will start.
Well, I don't know if that was a fake punt or just a missed assignment. Now, Diego Diaz is a phenomenal athlete, but I don't know if that was called or not. 2:02 here in the 3rd quarter. Liberty trails 17-0, and in this game where you this wasn't one that they need to win to get into the playoffs, but, you don't want to give a game away, right? So I'm not sure about that, Ross.
LCM moving right to left. Ball on the left hash mark. Lewis back to his left, staggered behind, fakes the handoff. Quick strike to his receiver on the left side. He picks it up, and he is going to be pounded out of bounds by Shellhammer. That's Mason Shellhammer. And we will see where they spot this one. There is a flag at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a hold against LCM, and that's been a problem for LCM tonight when they've gotten down deep into Liberty territory. Penalties.
Ross, when was the last game that we called with so many penalties? There have been penalties on almost, it seems like every play.
I thought the Livingston game had a lot of penalties. This one said, hold my Diet Coke.
Indeed.
So the penalty puts the ball back to the Liberty 31-yard line. Lewis looking over to the sideline. He is going to have trips wide receivers on the left side. They are stacked or bunched. Fakes a handoff, quick screen pass to number 1. He will be pushed out of bounds after a minimal gain, and that is Caden Reed.
Devorian Bradford with the stop.
The intended receiver, I should know his name as the clock stops at 1:25. That was a first down and 20. And they're going to give him 2 yards on that as that ball goes inside the 30 to the Liberty 29-yard line.
We're watching Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network.
Lewis situates his back just behind his left hip. Snap brought down. Pressure by Monk. Monk's got him, and he's gonna slip away. He's back across the line of scrimmage, and he will be leveled by Pepper Dubois. And there is an injured Panther on the field. And Joe, I thought they were gonna get him down. So on third down, he'll get a nice pickup. He'll still be short of a first down. That was a second down and 18.
It's number 29, Brody Rawlinson, down right now, being checked out by the coaching staff and training staff. Ross, that sequence wasn't great. When you get somebody in the backfield with so many people around, you got to make the stop.
I thought Monk had him. Good job by Monk. And then, Braylon Lewis is a very shifty back.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Or quarterback.
We've talked about that at the beginning of the game. He is a true dual threat quarterback. We haven't seen that as much because the Panther defense has played so well tonight. But, man, when he breaks contain, he is dangerous.
And his feet started moving faster and faster, and he was able to slip through some Liberty Panthers. Jason Whitcliffe in this injury timeout doing some push-ups inside the 20-yard line.
Well, I thought they were getting ready to stand him up. So
we will see Kedrick Harrison motioning to.
They are going to get him up.
Bryce Casey, who will come into the game for the injured Panther. And that is Brody Rawlinson.
Yep.
2 Cousins in on that play. Brody banged up. So it'll be third down and long. Third down, about 12 to go. Ball at the 28-yard line of Liberty on the left hash.
23-yard line.
23-yard line, that's right. Lewis in the shotgun. Fuller to his right. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Lewis takes this one, rolls right, looks downfield. He's going to unload. He's got a receiver on the far side. It is caught. It'll be a first down for LCM. We'll see where they spot this. And I did not see the receiver. Was it Jackson Strew?
I'll tell you in 1 second. It was number 9 that made the catch.
That's right. Keegan Cockrum. Along the right sideline. That's the LCM sideline. Ball down inside the 10-yard line at the Liberty 8-yard line. First down and goal. Lewis hands his ball to Fuller. Fuller bouncing right, spins down after about 2 yards. And it'll bring up second down and goal. See where they spot this one exactly. Think about the 6-yard line, Joe.
Yeah, they may go ahead and let the clock run out of the third quarter here. I don't know that they're going to be in any hurry to run a play.
17-0 as the third quarter wraps up. LCM with a 17-0 lead on the Panther Sports Network. We have the fourth quarter after this.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. We are at Memorial Stadium for 10-4-8 action between the LCM Bears and your Liberty Panthers. After 3 quarters of action, Liberty trailing 17-0, and LCM with the ball deep in Panther territory on the, looks like 6-yard line. It'd be second down and goal for the Bears. And man, Ross, this has been, the scoreboard doesn't indicate how close this ball game actually has been. Liberty just so far through 3 quarters unable to get anything going offensively.
They flip the field, now going to the south end zone, towards the south end zone. And this is going to be a big set here, as Evan Worster comes in at quarterback under center. He is going to give this ball to Fuller. Fuller running left, and he is going to dash by a couple of Liberty Panthers and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Be a 6-yard touchdown trot, and just one more example. The Liberty Panthers struggles with holding on to someone. I wish that there weren't so many examples of that, but alas, there are.
So on their 10th possession of the game, they punch it in for a touchdown.
11:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. 23-0 LCM over Liberty. Watzlawick on for the point after attempt.
Lines it up. Ball will be spotted down at the 15-yard line for the kick. Snap back. Hold down. Kick is up and through the uprights. And with 11:53 left to play in this ball game, LCM 24, Liberty nothing.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. 11:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. And number 22, Jonah Fuller with the 6-yard touchdown run. Isaiah Watzlawick with the point after attempt. And LCM leads Liberty 24-0. Ross?
Deep men for Liberty. Cameron Harper on the far side. On the near side, Logan Fowler. Watzlawick approaches the ball, kicks this one, a low line drive to the left. Slipping and falling is the Wilson. Wilson holds on to it at about the 25-yard line, and that's where Liberty will start their first drive of the fourth quarter as they trail LCM 24-0.
Hey, Ross, you missed maybe one of the better plays of the night. the ball boy was throwing the ball into the linesman on our side, and he made a nice leaping grab out of the air to catch that. Little athleticism from the linesman on our side.
Well, he hadn't thrown many flags tonight, so he needs to stay warm.
You're right. Okay.
It's a joke. It's a joke. 25-yard line of Liberty on the right hash. Liberty moving right to left. Two wide receivers stacked on the far side. Ball handed off to Wilson. Wilson going left, cuts back inside. He's across the 30, the 35, and they'll get him down at the 36-yard line of Liberty, and that'll be enough for a Panther first down.
That was big number 40, Eddie Winters-Wilhite, with the stop right there. Boy, when we were out there pregame, man, he's a big kid.
Yeah, you said that so much smoother than I did when I called his name. The ball stays on the left hash mark at the Liberty 36-yard line. First down and 10. Maurez in the shotgun. Wilson off his right hip. Three wide receivers on the far, one on the near. Late hand exchange. No, Maurez is going to keep it, and he will get forward progress to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he was trying to follow the block of number 78, Carlos Rubio, and let Wilson kind of clear the way for him. That's a pretty good job from Maurez, and a respectable pickup on the carry.
Yeah, on first down. So it'll be second down from the Liberty 40-yard line. On the left hash. Big crowd on hand for LCM. In the shotgun. Maurez, he is going to keep this one, fakes it, loses his footing, and he's going to lose a yard here.
Well,
maybe two.
That field has been the 12th man for both teams tonight. Both teams have had problems staying upright. And we haven't had any rain lately.
What's rain?
Yeah, what is rain?
Ball goes back to the 39, a loss of 1. And it'll bring up a third down.
Right now, the Panthers trying to break up that no-no. They have not been shut out all season long.
Yeah, only one opportunity to score earlier in this game. And on their fifth possession of the game, a blocked field goal at 25-yard attempt. Maurez sends three wide receivers to the right, one to the left. Maurez rolling right, under pressure, loses his footing as the defender. Maurez has time. He's got Geezy. Geezy makes the catch at the 30-yard line. It'll be enough for a first down.
That was a big-time catch and an even better throw from Maurez. We got a Panther down back at the 35-yard line.
Damian Wilson now up on his knees.
He's going to get up there. Hopefully that was just a little stinger. But, man, what a catch in double coverage that Connor Geezy made.
Yeah, Jonah Fuller was pursuing Maurez. He slipped, and we are going to have an ineligible man downfield.
Well, unfortunately, that is one of those situations that happens when the quarterback has to run around. Sometimes those linemen get a little far downfield, and that's exactly what happened. And, man, that is a penalty that really just drives me nuts because it has nothing to do with the play. Oh, but that's I digress. That's another commentary.
So instead of a first down and 10 from the LCM 30, it'll be third down and long from the Liberty 32-yard line, erasing that big pickup by Frankie Maurez and Connor Geezy. Third down, about 14 to go for Liberty from their own 32-yard line. Two wide receivers on each side. Maurez fakes a handoff to Fowler. He's going to send this one down the field. It's caught at the 30 by Jason Wycliffe. He's on his feet across the 10-5 and into the end zone for a touchdown. No flags.
Wow, that was a great play from the 33-yard line, Ross. That is 67 yards for the touchdown strike from Maurez to Jason Wycliffe.
What did you say?
67-yard touchdown.
68, he was at the 32.
Oh, there you go. 32, 68-yard touchdown strike.
And how about that? He caught it at the 30, where the previous play had been caught. And so now 24-6, pending an extra point attempt by Diego Diaz Ramirez.
It's third week in a row that Maurez and Wycliffe hook up for a 50-plus yard touchdown strike.
Kick is up, and it is good as under pressure. He got the kickoff and through the uprights with 9:28 left in this ball game. It's 24-7 LCM.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. 9:28 to go here in the fourth quarter. Liberty finally getting on the board a 68-yard touchdown strike from Frankie Maurez to none other than Jason Wycliffe. And we are sitting at 24-7. LCM still on top. And we've seen it a bunch, Ross, the onside kick attempt, and I can't imagine that we won't see something similar, and LCM seems to be suspecting that as well.
Yeah, their deep men are up at the 19-yard line, and they move their hands team in. They'll stand at the the 48-yard line, and Diego Diaz has this ball teed up. Watch Cameron Young. He is on the left side on the end. Here is the onside kick. Cameron Young has it, and he is going to go out of bounds.
Well, I don't know that even went 10 yards.
It did not. There's a flag
okay.
on the far sideline, and Young had it. Ball was just ahead of him. He almost got it in.
Well, even if he had recovered that,
right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It would have not gone 10 yards. So close, but boy, did I call that one. Watch Cameron Young on onside kicks. Or really any time on special teams.
Well, not the most important. That's not the most important thing. But what I'm really happy about is they broke up the no-no. You never want to go into the next game having been shut out. And speaking of which, Liberty will be on the road next Friday in Vidor, and we'll be there with them for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Vidor was leading Lumberton at the half. Again, a best-case scenario would be Vidor getting the victory over Lumberton.
24-7 LCM as they will have the ball. They will start this drive in Liberty territory at the Liberty 44-yard line. Ball in the middle of the field. Be first down and 10, Lewis with Morris to his right. Man in motion. And we are going to have this play blown dead as there was motion. And that'll back it up 5 yards. For LCM. Caden Boatman, the man in motion from right to left. Not sure if that's who they flagged for the false start. 9:25, Liberty's defense has played well. Ball at the Liberty 49-yard line. Lewis in the gun with 2 wide receivers on the right side, 2 on the left. Ball's going to be handed off to Fuller. Fuller bouncing out to his left. He is going to be struck behind the line of scrimmage.
Ross Vidor leading Lumberton 34-21 in the fourth quarter.
Correction on that. The ball carrier was Morris. That ball back into LCM territory at the 49 after a loss of 2 on the play. Clock does continue to roll at 8:55. cheerleaders have been on their feet cheering the entire third quarter and into the fourth quarter. The Liberty Band getting back up and running. They have a big competition tomorrow at PNG. You said 4:30?
4:20.
4:20.
4:20.
If you have some time, make sure you go over. It's a great show. These LCM Battling Bears will be at 2:30, I believe.
2 o'clock.
Okay, well, I'm in the right time zone. Here is the handoff, and he is going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That was the ball carrier, Morris.
That was a really nice defensive stop, Ross. Bridge City leading Livingston 32-20 in the fourth quarter.
Saw Ryan Monk in there, Keenan Clevenger. And it'll bring up a third down, about 17 to go as this ball on the left hash mark. And 47-yard line of LCM. Lewis in the gun. 2 wide receivers on each side. Takes his snap, rolls right, looks downfield. He is hit as he throws the ball. This ball flutters out of bounds. It'll be an incomplete pass.
That was Cole Lawrence coming in there, and he put a big pop on him. That was nice pressure. Now, Ross, I'm looking over here, and it says Huffman beat Hardin Jefferson 7-0, but that does not seem right. Because I feel like that was a different score than you and Russell mentioned at halftime.
Yeah, I'll pull up my trusty internet connection here.
Yeah, my internet connection is trusty, but the website maybe not as trusty.
Punt is off. It is a high spinning punt. It's going to get down at the 10 and will be killed.
Oh, my gosh.
They're going to say no.
No, he stepped into the end zone.
Seemed like he had possession of that about the 2-yard line.
And unfortunately, his body moved, though. That was, man, that was a huge break because that was about to be another pinned on the 1-yard line, and he just couldn't keep his feet set. Man, that was a beautiful punt from number 88, Parker Freeman. He's had some doozies tonight.
Yeah, and really put Liberty in some bad field position throughout the night, deep in their own territory. After the touchback, this ball spotted on the right hash mark. Liberty moving right to left. 7:30, 24-7 LCM. Mares with the back to his left. Takes this one. Quick strike over to the right side. And Devorian Bradford, the intended receiver, but that ball incomplete.
Yeah, that was never going to be anything that he could catch. He had to jump backwards for that. It'll stop the clock at 7:25. See if we can find that updated score.
Second down at 10, 7:25 left to play in the fourth quarter. Liberty trails LCM 24-7. Fakes the handoff to Fowler. Mares, he's got room. He's across the 40, the 50 at midfield, the 40, the 30, the 25, 20. He's across the 10. He is pulled down from behind.
Oh, man.
Inside the 5-yard line. And there is going to be a flag. We think
that's going to be a horse
collar. Should be a horse collar, but there is a flag behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, man. That's going to be a 79-yard run from Mares. He was off to the races. They're going to bring that. Oh, my gosh. That is. I know I'm supposed to keep my emotions in check, Ross, but that is so hard to keep in check because they just threw a flag that had no bearing on the play at all.
As a matter of fact, that was a unsportsmanlike penalty.
Maybe the play of the season that we saw Mares on his horse showcasing some speed, not sure that we've seen before. Oh, man, that stings.
So they're going to call an unsportsmanlike penalty. And it really stings because, Joe, it wasn't a hold, it wasn't a block in the back on a run like that, which you would not be surprised. But an unsportsmanlike penalty on a chilly night.
Oh, man.
I say chilly, it's crisp.
At some point, you just got to keep your flag in your pocket and not throw that.
So there are 2 penalties on the play, an unsportsmanlike penalty and one on LCM, the horse collar.
That's brutal.
We know that they'll offset if in fact that is what it is. So they continue to discuss this. We do know the touchdown has been wiped off the board. (7-10), 24-7 LCM. I wish it was Liberty. Wishful thinking. 79-yard touchdown run by Frankie Mares, or not touchdown run,
79-yard
run by Mares. He was horse collared just before getting into the end zone, but there's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Liberty. That happening behind the line of scrimmage.
And it was such a beautiful run, too. He had the great, beautiful openings there. Everyone was blocking downfield for him, gave him a lane. He did everything they needed to do. He looked like when they were at Splendora and he made that really long run against Splendora. Everything just opened up his way.
Mikey Templeton giving us an update. Huffman beat Hardin Jefferson 63-28.
Okay. I knew there was no way that was a 7-0 victory.
So they continue to banter.
Well, they've got to get this right, and no matter what's going to happen, they're going to make one half of the stadium really upset. And when they mark this off, I would expect to hear the boo birds from the fans of Liberty.
So what they're trying to figure out right now, I assume. You know what? I'm not going to assume.
Don't do it, man. Just don't do it.
I look like a dummy to begin with. Make it even worse by assuming.
Well, I've already put my foot in my mouth too many times, so.
Okay, so it looked like he was giving the finger. There's a horse collar. Then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Now, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, Joe, is an after-the-play penalty, it appears, because Liberty is getting marched down. I believe, of course, who knows? Everybody's moved since then.
Well, the Liberty players are trying to get the crowd hyped up and ready to go here. Man, there's still a ton of time left on the clock, which is, it feels like we've been here forever.
So the horse collar penalty, then it will be marked 15 yards for the unsportsmanlike penalty. And if my count is correct, that was the 4th personal foul, because I think we'll classify that as a personal foul. It's a post-snap penalty. So they mark this ball after half the distance to the goal at the half-yard line, then they'll walk it back 15 yards. Well, I guess they're going to give it the 1, so 15. It'll be at the 16-yard line, 17-10, 24-7. So a big pickup, a 79-yard touchdown, or
near touchdown
run. Then after the penalty, the ball moved back to the 15 of LCM. Mares in the shotgun. Bradford to his right, out wide. Fakes the handoff. Mares rolling left. Tries to throw a jump pass to Whitcliffe. But Whitcliffe with 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Well, I'm loving the creativity lately. I really wish that it would happen a little sooner. But, creativity is the design of when you're, what they call that's empty calorie things that are happening at the end of a game when you're down big. But, man.
Well, but, I mean, you make a touchdown here, all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game.
It's a very different game here.
Especially if you can do it quickly.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You have the weapon of Diego Diaz-Ramirez with the onside kick. You have all 3 of your timeouts left. But they got to take care of business. 2nd down and 10. Mares takes the snap in the shotgun, rolls right. He's trying to get the edge. He will be out of bounds as he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe.
At the 16 is where the line judge has him spotted. And so that stops the clock. 6:57 left in the game. Liberty trailing 24-7 to LCM.
This is
Liberty with the ball at their LCM 16-yard line.
This has been a tough spot for Liberty, kind of this season in general, in the red zone, getting bogged down. And to be fair, I guess for a lot of people, that's tough.
3rd down and 10 from the 16-yard line on the right hash mark. Liberty moving right to left. Mares takes the snap. He's got Whitcliffe. It's intercepted on the goal line. And that is Lewis who intercepts it. But they're going to say he stepped out at the 2-yard line. I am glad the line judge was not seeing what I didn't see, or saw what I didn't see.
Yeah, he was right there. I knew he was going to call him out, and that was a great job by that young man trying to stay in bounds. The momentum of that pass just took him too close to the line. But, man.
That was Braylon Lewis. Guy hadn't talked about a lot on defense, but we've talked a lot about him on offense. So,
yeah, many of their good offensive weapons are also doing double duty for them defensively.
So an interception at the goal line by Lewis ends that drive for Liberty, but this is the worst field position of the night. And coming in at quarterback is Evan Worster. He'll get in under center with 2 backs in the backfield. Tight set. He is going to keep this one. He hurdles over the line.
Well, there was a bad exchange, and he had to pick that up. And it's actually a wonder he was even able to get that ball back in his hands.
3 Liberty players. Cody Sandifer is going to come off as he limps off. He was banged up on that play. Never a good sign when you've got players crawling from the pile. So it looks like they're going to lose a yard on that one. And it'll be 2nd down and 11 from the LCM 1-yard line. The band in Liberty pumping up this crowd with the prancers and cheerleaders dancing on the track. Tight set again. Another sneak, and this pile keeps moving forward. And they'll pick up about 3 yards on that play.
Right now, LCM doing what they need to do, which is just chew up clock right now.
And it looks like Liberty will spend their first timeout of the half. 24-7, 5:50 left to play in Liberty. LCM with the lead.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. 5:50 to go here in the 4th quarter. Liberty trailing 7-24, and LCM with a 3rd and long from their own. We call this their own 5.
Yeah, they've got it on the 5, 3rd down. Liberty spending their first timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining as they trail LCM 24-7. Worster back under center with 2 backs. A tight set here. He is going to hand off to one of his backs. He's got room. He's still on his feet. He's across the 15, and he will be taken down in the 20-yard line. No, they're going to say the 18, but it's good enough for a LCM first down. Joe, did you get a number on that?
That was number 25, Angel Mendoza, on the carry.
Okay.
That's his first carry of the night.
I was going to say, I saw 20. So a big pickup for LCM on 3rd and long, and the clock will continue to roll, but now both bands battling it out. The cheerleaders getting this crowd here in Liberty on their feet.
They're going to put an extra defensive lineman in on this set, expecting the run.
And here is a wide open receiver on the left side. He's got nobody around across the 40, the 30, comes out across the 20, holds the ball out in front of him across the 10 and into the end zone, and there are no flags.
It'll be an 82-yard touchdown strike, and they had that dialed up correctly. That's number 1, Caden Reed, with the 82-yard touchdown catch. And I kind of saw that coming a mile away. When you pull out a defensive secondary man and you add in that extra lineman, it creates opportunities if you're willing to take them, and LCM took it.
So that really gives them some more breathing room. Not that they were...
Well, they weren't struggling to breathe, but I understand what you're saying.
Extra point attempt. Snap down, hold down, and kicks up and good. 31-7 LCM, 5:02 left to play in the game.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. You are watching Liberty Panther football on the Liberty Panther Sports Network. 5:02 to go here in the fourth quarter, and Caden Reed with the 82-yard touchdown catch. LCM 31, Liberty 7.
Cameron Harper on the far right side. Logan Feller on the front. This is a squib kick. It'll be picked up and fielded by Wilson. Wilson trying to get around some blockers. He bounces off to his left. He will be drugged down by his foot at the 25-yard line of Liberty, and that's where Liberty starts this drive with 4:55, trailing 31-7.
I almost expect to see some different folk coming out with the game. I'm not going to say it's over, but I mean, it's essentially, at this point, it's over. I don't know if they're going to roll anyone new out there.
Who was the Monday Night Football guy? Dandy Don
Meredith?
There you go. I kept wanting to say.
You're good, Don Lemon?
No, I was going to go with Don Drysdale.
We'll be on the road next week with the Liberty Panthers as they travel to Vidor.
I was hoping to break some news related to the Astros tonight, but unfortunately could not get the confirmation. Not to do with players. Here is the snap, handoff to Fowler. Fowler is hit behind the line, and he will get up a yard to the 26-yard line.
LHS boys and girls cross-country teams headed to the region championships on Monday, October 21st. Be running in Huntsville at Cape Bar Ross State Park. Girls running at 9:30, boys at 10. Pretty cool for them to do that. Panther Band at the UIL contest tomorrow, 4:20 p.m. at PNG.
Be second down and 9. Mares and fakes the handoff to Wilson. Has Whitcliffe. This ball caught by Whitcliffe as he picks it up just off the grass on the near side, and that'll be a nice pickup there on second down.
Mares is seeing. He just got to get that pass up just a little bit more.
So to bring up a third down, and
about 2 or 3.
2 or 3. The scoreboard said 33, but that's where the ball is. It's third down and 3 from the 33. That has a nice ring to it. Mares in the shotgun, one back, Wilson behind him. He is going to hand this ball to Wilson. Wilson shifts to his right, gets across the 40-yard line, taken down at the 40 is where the line judge says it's good enough for a first down, and the clock stops momentarily with 3:31 left to play. LCM, a 31-7 lead over your Panthers.
Hey, don't forget, next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the LHS Panther Players, the Gravedigger at the LISD Auditorium. 6 p.m. on Saturday with a trunk or treat to follow, $10 at the door. And that's going to be a good time. Kason Stram and Ava Badgett, some seniors directing that show.
Yeah, I hear the theater director's a real pain in the
Oh, he is he's a work. He's a piece of work.
First down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Mares fakes the handoff. He's got Whitcliffe along the left sideline, and Whitcliffe will be wrapped up and pushed out of bounds. And that'll be a nice pickup on first down as he is going to get to the 40, what is that, the 46-yard line they're going to give him?
They may give him the 47.
47-yard line.
Be number 6, Dawson Stanley with the stop for LCM.
Jaden Holmes in the backfield for Liberty. He is standing this time to the left of Mares. 2 wide receivers. Holmes takes this handoff. He accelerates forward across the line and across the 50 into LCM territory where he will be taken down at the LCM 46-yard line. They're going to say 47.
Well, just shy of 2 months from now on December 6th, 7th, and 8th, the Valley Players going to be doing a Christmas Carol. 7 p.m. curtain times on Friday and Saturday, 2 p.m. curtain time on that Sunday. Nolan Myers starring as Ebenezer Scrooge. That'll be a good time, Ross.
First down and 10, 2 wide receivers on the left side. Whitcliffe starts in motion, loses his footing. Mares is going to keep this one. He dances around a couple of tacklers, and he will get a nice gain there. Or he'll get up or down to the 46, so a 1-yard gain. But considering how that one could have gone.
You were going to get there eventually. I had faith in you, man.
Hey, I'm injured. I got hit in the head at halftime with a football.
And you had surgery earlier this week.
Yeah.
All right. I stand corrected. I won't mess with you anymore. That was my bad, Ross.
I knew the theater director was in real pain sometimes. 46-yard line of LCM. Liberty second down and about 8. Mares rolls right. Under pressure, throws this one. Bradford, the intended receiver, but that one just getting rid of it as Floyd was right in the face of Mares, and it'll bring up a third down, about 9 to go for Liberty from the LCM 46-yard line.
Well, Ross, you look at this score line, 31-7, and it's so cliche to say that the score is not indicative of what actually happened, but truly it's not. The Panther defense has actually played pretty well tonight. The offense just couldn't do it for them, and really kept the defense on the field way too long.
So they come back to the line. Geezy, the lone receiver on the left side, moving right to left. Mares takes this in the shotgun, drops back, dumps this off. It's intercepted by LCM across the 30. Cuts back inside at the 15, the 5, and a touchdown.
It's Jonah Fuller.
Flags on the play. And I will say this, Joe. That was a little taunty. As was the last one.
Okay, I'll give you that. Well,
where they broke free.
When you're up by a bunch, I think you can be a little taunty. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Well, if we're going by the rule book,
okay, well,
you are wrong.
I'm definitely wrong if we're going by the rule book. Yeah, you're right.
If we were in a game in which there were, the flags were stuck in pockets.
Yeah, you're right.
It does not matter. It does not affect the outcome of the game, but you do hate to see that part of it.
About a 50-yard pick six for number 22, Jonah Fuller.
Second interception of the night. Here comes the extra point attempt. Lone wide drive across the crossbar, and it'll make it 38-7 with 54 seconds left.
We're going to go ahead and stay here.
Yeah.
We're under a minute to go, so I don't think we need to go to a commercial. And I want to take this time to give a huge shout out to the LHS-AV team tonight. Tate White, Jace Alms, Chloe Sanders in the trailer, just absolutely killing it tonight. And Addison Fisher, Seth Stewart, Ray Harwell, Jose Becerra, just phenomenal work on the cameras tonight. 100% student-led. One of probably our first broadcast where it's been 100% student-led, where Mr. Ewing, the producer, was able to kind of step back and let them do what they do, and they've just done a bang-up job tonight. So kudos to you, and excited about that.
So with 54 seconds left, Liberty down 38-7 to LCM, and this one in the second half sliding away. Liberty goes into the half down 14-0. And you did have, 24-7, and Liberty gets down close to the end zone. And they couldn't capitalize there to make it a 10-point game. But, Joe, I hate saying the scoreboard is not indicative of the game. But this is another one of those in which it is. Here is the kickoff angling. Whistle there as that ball was kicked off.
You know what, Ross? I'm going to get yelled at if I almost forgot our runners tonight. Alexis Churton and Nisi Badgett did a great job for us as well. Man, we're going to be on the road next Friday night. Liberty, 6 road games this year. Haven't had that many road games in a while. They'll be on the road, and then in 2 weeks be back at home for their final home contest, and I believe it's going to be senior night against Bridge City on November 1st.
I guess that's why you were so excited at the beginning of the year to show off your 8-track from Willie Nelson of On the Road Again.
That's so true.
So, for whatever reason, no mark-off here. And this one is kicked. It's a wobbler fielded cleanly by Whitcliffe. Crosses over the 25 and the 30, and he'll be taken down at about the 32-yard line of LCM. 49 seconds left to play.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know what LCM's doing right now. Why are you trying to onside kick here?
Was that an onside kick or just
it was
a squib?
It was a squib, a short kick. I don't really know what you're trying to do right here. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Joe, this is a not every year, but many times we have discussed this. And is it not a situation in which they've got a lead of 38-7? They can afford to work on some things.
No, there's no doubt. That's why I said I don't hate it. I'm not a fan of it.
Mares hands off to Holmes. Holmes across the 40, and he will be taken down. We have first down for Liberty at the 38-yard line of Liberty.
And the reason I say I'm not a fan of it is because of the chippiness that could happen when that occurs. And that's the only reason.
No, and I agree with it. And you've converted me over the years. I had a different viewpoint of all of that when you and I started. Clock is rolling, and I think they're going to go ahead and say that's enough. As the clock rolls under 20 seconds, both teams heading off the field to line up to do the handshakes and high fives. And Joe, 38-7, your final, your unhappy final. Your thoughts on the game?
Liberty just didn't have an identity on offense tonight, and a large part was due to the fact that LCM's defense is, quite frankly, pretty elite. Number 28, Tucker Floyd, was in Mares's face almost all night long. I can't help but to assume that when they bring the awards, the district awards, his name's going to be up there on that Defensive Player of the Year list.
Oh, absolutely.
He was electric.
I have not, of course, we haven't seen every team in the district,
right,
but I have not seen in the teams that we've seen.
There's been no one that's been a disruptor like him.
No.
But other than that, I thought defensively they played pretty well, had some nice moments. Penalties continue to rear their ugly head.
Yeah, and it's I had 4, but I may have missed one, personal fouls.
Yeah, that's just too many.
And those coming, with the exception of one on dead balls, those are killer.
Well, the good news is this was not a game Liberty needed to win to still have a chance for the playoffs, but they are going to have to get 2 more victories if we're doing our math right. I think 3 victories will get them into the playoffs. Again, we'll be on the road next week in Vidor, 7:30.
All righty, Joe, thank you so much, and I echo your thoughts there on some things that went wrong tonight. The Panthers dropped this one 38-7, your unhappy final. For Joe Roberts, Richard Ewing, our entire cast of characters, I'm Ross Norwood. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week from Vidor.